All right. Is everyone here?
I'm here.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah, I don't
here.
know. The Netflix servers must be doing the Twitter Spaces tonight because I was
I
having
think
technical difficulty.
so.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on. I think that's what happens when I try to do this sober.
Damn it,
I,
Shabooty, we need you drunk.
I know.
I told you, stop trying to do things sober. It's blowing up in your face.
Seriously.
It's very frazzling.
Yes.
Anyways,
So,
howdy.
so how is everyone doing? How's your week been?
I'm fucking freezing.
Why are you freezing? Don't you
It's
you live in Las Vegas. You're not freezing.
I know, but like I'm currently in my parents' house because they're watching the fight, of course. And my mom has her house at like 61 degrees and she refuses to turn on the heat.
61 degrees is too cold. That's not
I'm
comfortable.
fucking dying right now because also it's a huge house. It's like over 5,000 square feet. So eh, eh, I'm currently under the bed, under the
Under the
covers.
bed.
Well,
Okay.
I'm under the
G-
covers, not under the bed. I'm in the bed.
Oh, okay.
I'm like
In the bed.
freezing.
George, should we talk about Coco's big life announcement?
So
What?
yeah, there was a life announcement that Coco made on Blue
On
Sky,
on Blue Sky.
Yes, yes,
and
it's true.
you didn't make the announcement on Twitter or Instagram.
I did
But
not. Not
I
yet.
wanna I wanna ask you a question because
Okay.
you and I had a late night conversation about
Yeah.
rings.
Okay. So what you see is not the actual ring. Mink.
Okay, because I was like,
This
well, you
was
didn't even
just
go with
like
the ring
I
that we
know,
talked
I
about.
know. Oh no, no, I'm getting that ring, but I actually we're gonna be going to Los Angeles and we're gonna go to the jeweler itself and have it custom made there.
So do you want to
So
tell everybody what you announced?
I'm engaged.
That's right. Coco is engaged. She didn't tell anybody. So
I've been
congratulations.
well, thank you. I've just been keeping it kind of like until I get the finalization, you know. And it's a
What does that
beautiful ring,
mean?
George. I mean, George, you saw the ring.
Yeah, I saw the ring. So when I saw what you
It's,
posted, I was so
I
confused. I was like,
know, I
that's not the
know.
right ring.
No, no, I just wanted a ring as it is. So that's just like the pre-ring to the actual
Okay,
one.
so the pre-ring, do you get to keep both rings?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, so you get to keep both. I mean, okay, I don't see nothing wrong with a pre-ring. That's cool.
Right now she's wearing the Niles ring.
Yeah, the Niles one, the budgeted
The
ring
promise ring.
that yeah, the
Yeah,
promise ring.
yeah, but best believe, I my ring is it's it's really nice. It's an Art Deco style with with a sapphire diamond stone in the middle, very Art Deco, and like the band is ruby. So I designed the ring myself. It is because I'm not the type of person like there's so many other people in the world and there's only one me. So I think I deserve a very special ring.
Oh,
Do,
so other people just deserve.
was there a big romantic like proposal or something?
I mean, I just said we're get, you know, I was like, we've been talking about it for a while, and it's mostly, this sounds so unromantic, by the way. It's mostly so like I'll get like really good insurance.
What? So wait, does so getting married is not important to
No,
you?
I wouldn't say it's not
No?
important. I would not say it's not important, but I mean, you have to understand, like we've been together like almost 6 years, and we moved in within 5 months of dating. So
Hmm.
it feels like we've been married for a long time. We're just gonna make it official.
Just for the record, the
I
people
mean,
the people in the comments section,
Uh-oh.
Alicia says, Coco, congratulations. So happy for you.
Ah!
Muncia says, oh, congratulations, Coco. JAL says, congrats. And
Thank you.
Jamel says, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah,
aw.
it's just, I mean, like, yeah, like it's, when I get the ring, he's actually gonna do a re-proposal, which is gonna be nice. And I basically told him what I wanted, and I gave him a little speech to give me as well. So it
So,
sounds a little psychotic, but it's literally gonna be like my dream. So
well,
he's
that
gonna
was
do
my
it
next
right.
question. What's your wedding look like? What's gonna happen?
Oh, it's gonna be the white trashiest wedding of all time.
Really?
Lauren is going to be the
No.
ring bearer.
Wait, what?
Lauren is going to be the ring bearer.
Sure. No, 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 no. Okay, so you guys are gonna think I'm really crazy, but I really want to go to a drive-in chapel and get married by
Oh,
Elvis.
oh,
I told him
okay.
that's what's gonna happen. I was like, we're gonna like go to one of those like really kooky like drive-in chapels, and I'm gonna get married by a really fat Elvis
Mhm.
impersonator.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting. So no big catered event.
No.
No.
Well, no, we'll have a
Oh,
huge party afterwards, and of course, you guys are coming. We're gonna have it probably at Oscar's Steakhouse, which is where they shot
yeah.
Casino. So I felt it's very like, fitting.
Okay,
Mhm.
I'm down.
So
I
I
don't
I
turn
just want a
down.
Vegas. I've always wanted a Vegas wedding. I've never like wanted like, I mean, I'm getting a house afterwards, so
Oh,
I rather have a house than a big wedding.
true, true. Yeah, a
I
wedding is
mean,
for one day. A house is forever, right? Right?
well,
Like,
yeah. So I rather have that than like some like I know people are like you sound so snobbish sometimes. Like can't believe you want to do that. But I mean that's what I want.
Are you gonna
I don't want. I've never
good.
wanted a big spectacle. I'm very like
are you gonna get like are you
shy.
gonna get a cameo from Big Ed and then play the video at your wedding?
I'll fucking die. I would literally
Ooh, I
die.
like that. I like that
No,
idea. We should get
no.
like Darcy, Shekinah,
Oh
the
no.
chicken lady, and then we'll play them over the projector at the wedding
Oh
reception.
God.
Mhm.
Okay, but you're all
I
gonna be
would
my
totally
fucking
do it.
witnesses. You're all gonna be my fucking witnesses.
I would
So
totally do it.
yeah, I mean,
Don't
fucking
invite me to
a.
anything that don't invite me to anything that you want me to be serious at because I'm not serious at anything.
Mhm.
Oh, it's okay.
True.
No, it's totally fine. No, it's gonna be fun, and it's something like we're in a month. I'm going to go to LA to look at the ring, and like I want it to be perfect because like I did because this is what I said. If he was gonna propose like and I didn't know about it and I hated the ring, I wasn't gonna wear it. If that makes sense.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I just
Well,
wanted everything
get it.
perfect. So I just told him what to do and he's done it. So I couldn't be happier.
Well, you have a guy that listens. So
Yes.
the battle has already been won because most women are
Yes.
looking for the battle has already been won. Oh,
Yes.
we need to bring up we had a
Yes.
special guest tonight
Uh-huh.
that will not be joining us due
What?
to a cock blocking sharp employee. I'm not gonna say their name. I know their name, but I'm not gonna say it. Yeah, you know who you are, okay? I'm calling you out. Stop cock blocking our show.
Mhm.
This isn't the first time you've done it, and it's been done to me personally on
Hmm.
my podcast. You know who you are. We had a special guest, and she will not be joining us due to this cock blocker. But once the season is over, we have full permission to interview or bring anybody on the podcast that we want. So
Okay.
you guys know that the other way is about to be completely over in next week. So after part 2 of the tell all is over, anyone that wants to come on is allowed. So I can't wait to start reaching out to the cast and seeing who we can
Yes.
talk to because
Mhm.
Even
that's
Rain.
that's
I
the
want to talk to Rain.
Yeah, I would totally talk to her. I think she's a complete psycho. I would never date her, but I would totally talk to her. I feel like
Yeah.
I've been watching her comment on her Instagram and how she thinks that she's like the biggest celebrity in the world and she's never made a mistake and she's gonna be a big star. I would love to hear her talk about herself, right? Like I feel like she's so good at that. So I just want to have her come on here and just tell us how amazing she is.
Yeah. By the way, I'm friends with Chitty now on Instagram. So
Really? Okay. Okay. So when did this happen?
so I had followed his account like for a while, and then the other day he just like followed me back randomly, not based
Oh.
based on any like interaction. And then I like DM'd him and I thanked him for following me. And then let me just pull up the conversation real quick. I basically said, "Sup, Chitty? Thanks for the follow, my man." And then he replied back, "It's my pleasure, brother. Thank you too."
Ooh.
Nice.
So yeah, hopefully, so maybe we
So
get Chitty on here. I mean, if we get him on Twitter.
I would totally like to talk to him. So at the risk of sounding insensitive,
Mm-hmm,
so he follows you on Instagram, but obviously he can't see the amazing memes that you've made.
mm-hmm,
Do you think that there's somebody who's like describing them in detail to him so he actually knows what's going on? Because I've always wondered that. Because a lot of your work is visual,
mm-hmm,
and obviously he knows you exist. He follows you. He knows what you're doing. So I wonder if Victoria is like describing to
mm-hmm.
him what's in the meme, right? Because I always wonder that.
That's a good question. I'm not sure, but and I know this doesn't like explain comedy or memes or whatever, but sometimes nowadays, when you're wearing like your earbuds and then you'll get like a text message. Now, like the AI will say like, "So and so sent you a message
A
and it's
picture
a
of blah blah
picture of."
blah.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
there's that goes on, but that won't necessarily explain the comedy nuances of memes. But I don't know.
Right. Yeah, I'm just that. Yeah, I was wondering that because I was like, clearly he knows who you are. Like he's heard about you, he's
Mhm.
heard about your work because obviously people are telling him what's going on. So I was just wondering, like, I wonder if he has like Victoria go through your page and like describe to him what's happening because
Mhm.
I know that just because he's blind doesn't mean he doesn't have a sense of humor. I know he wants to laugh too. So I'm hoping that he's able to experience
Yeah.
your work.
Though I am realizing like the time difference is a little weird, but we did have Usman on here before, but then again, he's on like the rock star timing, so it could be 4 a.m., but he's a rock star, so you could get on a podcast.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I think right now where he is, it's like five something in the morning, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
something like that. But Usman never sleeps. Usman is the person that I can text no matter what freaking time of the day or whatever. Usman is always awake because I always tell him that. I was like, "Are you a vampire? Are you dead?" Because I was like, "Why are you always awake? No matter what it is I have to tell him,
Mhm,
I can text him at 3 in the morning, 3 p.m., 9 a.m., 9 p.m. He's awake. He will answer,
mhm.
which is crazy to me. He like never sleeps.
By the way, this wasn't on my like list of topics, but do you want me to give you a update on like it's like one of those things where it's like I don't have a up to date update, but I have a pseudo update of like Liz and her whole situation.
Well, any update is an update, right?
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be current, but it's more than what we knew before.
Yeah,
So
it's
it's an update.
yeah, exactly. So okay, and I wish I had more of an update, but I mean, like I wish I had heard from. I wish I had heard from her like yesterday or today, but I haven't heard from her in the last couple of days. But anyway, I do have an update since the last time we talked, which was so to back up because George and I talked about this on Sunday night. But if you didn't listen to us Sunday night, what happened was she kind of got hacked, and it wasn't like a singular hacking, meaning it wasn't just like Instagram. It was like her whole phone. It was like Instagram, her text messages, her phone, iCloud, whatever you want to call it. So it was like everything was getting hacked. And then, so anyway, I have an update since we last talked, which was I, let me try to think. So I actually talked to her on the phone briefly on Tuesday, and it seemed like I don't want to like give too much info, but anyway, so it seems like she went and got a new brand new phone, but she didn't yet have access to her Instagram at that point. But she w-
Oh.
her text she did have access to, but she still didn't have access to her Instagram on Tuesday. And then on top of it, she said she was having like a health issue. Well, I don't know if I'm supposed to be saying that, but she had some kind of health issue. So she's like, so it seems like she's dealing with a lot. And then anyway, I texted her like the following day just to see how she's doing on like the health front because I didn't really get any details on that. But I didn't hear back. So I haven't heard back since that
Oh,
point. So it's kind of a weird situation.
wow. That
Oh.
is a lot.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I know you're not supposed to be discussing the health thing, but is this something like the flu, something
Hmm.
non-serious, right?
Well, I didn't get any like details, so I'm assuming it's like not anything out of the ordinary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I don't want to have any like serious stuff going on. That's
Yeah.
like scary, but it is that time of year where people with allergies are getting, you're
Mm.
getting sick right now. So I can totally understand. She's got dealing with that phone thing.
Hmm.
That was crazy because the hacker was texting you. The
Yeah.
hacker was also texting Kim.
Hmm.
So it was crazy. Like the hacker was
What?
like text yeah, it was
Yeah.
texting
It was
on
Lauren. I
iMessage.
know it. It was
Well,
fucking
I mean,
Lauren.
I wouldn't be surprised. Lauren has his actual phone number posted on his Instagram, like in the bio. So I wouldn't put it past him. Like in my opinion, posting your personal phone number like that is just asking to get hacked. I mean, maybe they need more information than that to hack
Oh,
you.
yeah, I
I
don't
don't know what
know.
hackers use,
I just think it's
but
insane.
that's my worst. That's my worst nightmare. If somebody get my phone number, I've had this phone number for like almost 13 years.
mhm.
Oh.
So like if somebody was to post my phone number and I had to change it, I don't know what I would do. Right? Like I don't even
I would
want to
be.
change my number.
I had to change my number because I had a stalker situation. Um, and that sucked. Um,
How long did you have the number before you had to change
oh
it?
my god, darling, I've had that number since I was 15. I was so sad. I changed it
Oh,
this
wow.
year. I changed it this year. Um,
See, I
I
don't
was so
change my number.
sad. I was just because what happened was like I invited this girl to come like, visit me or whatever. She was like I met her like at rehab. Not a good idea, guys. Um, and basically like I kicked her out because she's fucking nuts. And
Wait, wait. She was living with you?
well, she was visiting, but then like she brought like three suitcases, so she thought she
Oh.
was
Mhm.
moving in with me, and I'm like,
She was pulling a
Oh.
Lauren.
yeah, completely. I was like,
Yeah.
absolutely fucking not. So basically, I made up this whole story. I was like, you need to go now, bye. And then she tried to sue me. Um,
For what?
because like I told like I was like you need to go stay at a hotel because like I had to like go somewhere or whatever, and so she said she was gonna
Okay.
sue me for like not providing her a hotel, and I was like okay, and then I blocked her and everything, um and then she would text me from these like burner numbers like just
Hmm.
harassing me. It was crazy, so I had to change my number. That was a fun story.
Uh
Mm.
See, that's my worst nightmare. Like
Oh, it
literally
is.
my worst. I have people that are friends. Like how you have people that you've met in the past and y'all were close at one
Yeah,
point, but you're not close anymore. So
sure.
like I have so many people who have my number, like, from different walks of life, different jobs, different things. And if I was to change it, and it's like we don't talk regularly, but every now and then I'll get a text message from somebody that, from back in the past. So
Mm.
like if they ever wanted to get a hold of me, they're not going to be able to because I'd have to change my number. So it's going to like ruin all of that for me.
Yeah,
Right.
well, and all the famous people that have your number too.
Oh, yeah, that
Well,
too.
yeah, there's like a shit ton of famous people, yeah, that have my number, and we don't text every day, but like if they're in my city or whatever, or they want me to come see them do something, they'll text me. But if they text me and it's undeliverable, then I'm never gonna hear from them again. Like
Exactly.
I'm not a Hollywood person, so
Hmm.
they have to reach out to me.
Yeah, they would have to
Yeah.
come find you
So
on Blue Sky.
oh, I'm on there.
I'm on
I'm
Blue
on there.
Sky
Thanks to
too,
you.
guys.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're all on there.
We
We're all on
all.
Blue Sky.
Yeah.
I made like a list on Blue Sky. You can make like lists of people, so I made like a list of all of us.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I haven't looked at it that closely yet, but you were right though. It's literally a clone of Twitter.
And
It's
well, because the
literally a
guy
clone.
who made it was one of the creators of Twitter, like one of the execs.
Yeah, what Jack Dorsey or something?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, he's the original Twitter dude. Okay, okay, now I
Yeah.
get it. I get it now.
But
Because I was like,
but then he left. He left though, so he's not currently working on it anymore.
Right.
Oh, okay. I mean, maybe that's good. Maybe we need new management, right? Because that's what people feel like with Twitter. They want new management. They don't like the running of it or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're gonna talk about we were talking about the fight earlier,
Oh my
and
god! Wait,
Shabooty,
which one? The Mike Tyson
you
one?
yeah, the Mike Tyson one, and
I
Shabooty, you
know.
said that Cara Colonna
Hmm.
from 90 Day Fiance is at the fight.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
Texas.
And not only is she at the fight, she was flown out there by, I think you said Prime Energy,
Oh
So
wow.
one
the
of
energy drink,
I'm see,
right?
I mix up the Jake Paul and Logan Paul. I mix them all up. So,
Yeah, I do too. It's Jake Paul.
but, but who gives a fuck? But one of them owns. Who gives a fuck about specifics? To me, they're all the same person. But like, one of those douches owns
Yeah,
Prime.
Jake. He owns Prime.
Yeah, Jake. Yeah.
Which,
So,
by the way, I ended
Well,
up in the ER because of Prime. By the way.
oh, did you sucked the bottle
wait,
inside of you?
No, what?
what?
That was a
What?
joke. That was a joke. Anyway.
No, I actually
Wait,
ended up in the
wh-
ER
Uh,
from it because it has a bunch of like horrible shit in it.
wait, so you drank this drink and you
yeah.
had to go to the ER?
I drank it and I worked out, and then my heart was beating out of my
Mm.
chest for about 14 hours.
Mm.
It wouldn't
Holy crap.
stop.
Isn't that,
It
do
wouldn't
you
stop.
remember back, do y'all remember back in the day, there used to be these energy pills that they used to sell at the gas station?
Yes.
They
Mhm.
and they were in like a red package. They
Yeah.
used to do that to people. They would increase your heart rate and people would like hyperventilate. So that reminds me of that because I remember
Well, they're
way
currently
back in
being
the day they
sued
were
by
like,
a lot of people, by the way. If you look up
Mhm.
Prime Energy, like you're gonna see like
"What?
yeah, like two people, three people have died from taking it.
What?
Since they're
Yeah.
Are
very
you serious?"
litigious, let's just, even though I'm not saying you're wrong necessarily, but let's say allegedly.
Okay, allegedly, go on Google and allegedly look for
But
it.
yeah.
But yeah,
Oh,
their people have died.
so what? Okay, so Kara,
Hmm.
in some way, shape, or form, has been flown out by the
Yes.
Paul brothers
Yeah.
So yeah.
to be in attendance of this
Hmm.
fight, which I think is insane, right? Because I know I'm no, I mean 90 Day Fiance is a real big deal, right? Right? Like it exists in the pop culture
Sure,
world,
yeah.
but I didn't realize that Kara was like on the level to get flown out to an event and just be paid to be there, right?
Yeah,
Because we've
that
had
Hmm.
this
I
conversation
wasn't aware of.
about we had this conversation about Shekinah, right? Because Shekinah was trying to tell us that people pay her to show up to events.
Yeah,
Well,
sure.
Kara's actually
Hmm.
being paid to show up to events. And that's kind of surprising me. Don't get me wrong. I think Kara's amazing. She sounds amazing when she sings. She's beautiful. She's hot. She is a celebrity in her own right. But did y'all think that she was a celebrity enough to be flown out to the Mike Tyson fight?
No.
Like that's insane to
Yeah, no,
me.
I didn't think. Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. But then, like, I was surprised, and then, but I noticed on the stories it said like she kept tagging like the Prime handle, and then I messaged her. I was like, "Are you like, did you get flown out by them?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Am I allowed to say?" And she's like, "Yeah." So yeah, obviously it's a promotional event, but yeah, I was surprised that she got that kind of clout.
Me too, right?
Yeah.
Like Angela's just keep going to the same damn club, but meanwhile, Kara
Kara
is
is
being flown out.
yeah.
Yeah, this is wild to
That's
me. And it's like
crazy.
I think that she's relevant. She hasn't been on the show in a while, right? She used to do Pillow Talk.
Right.
She hasn't done that. And it's just there's big name people like Darcy and Stacey. I would consider if they got flown out to an event, that's very possible because they were actually nominated for reality royalty before at the award show. So the fact that they're not getting flown anywhere, but Cara is, it just caught me off guard.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure she has like. I didn't get a super good look, but it looked like I don't want to go too over the top, but it almost looked like floor seats. So she definitely has like good seats.
Yeah, of course. Well, she's being flown in by them, so
Oh,
they're not going to be like shit seats.
True.
this is wild. I want to know the phone number of her management
Hmm.
so I can hire them for
I
me
mean, she was
because
well.
that's
Okay,
fucking
so
crazy.
then when she says a lot of shit where it's like I don't take it for face value, but maybe I need to start taking it for face value because she says her OF. She like she has like people like an assistant that works on her. Oh, actually, we never even did we ever talk? Sorry to like be all over the place. did we ever talk about the captions and if she was a? Because I had her go listen back to our show when we were goofing on the OF captions. But did we ever actually talk about like what I was
Oh my God,
DMing
something
her
We
just happened
about?
in
never.
the fight.
No, we never talked about it because you told me that she reacted,
Yeah, so
but we
we
never
forgot
talked
to
about
talk
it.
about that. So the only thing, so anyway, sorry if I'm all over the map, but a few Fridays ago we did. It was 2 Fridays ago where we pulled up Kara's like OF page and then I was reading the captions because they're kind of goofy, um, and then I couldn't stop laughing. And then I had Kara go and actually listen to it because I thought it was funny, a funny segment. And then George was like horrified. He's like, "Oh my god, why would you have her listen?" But I thought it was funny. But then Kara was like, "Oh, y'all are roasting the captions." But then basically, so long story long, she said that her assistant was the one that wrote the captions. And then I was like, "Tell your assistant I'm a fan of their writing." And then but again, I don't know if assistant means like a OF management company or if she really has an assistant, but it seems like she has a team behind her.
Huh. Well, she did mention when I had her on my podcast that she had a management team. Like there were people that were in charge of her music, there were people in charge of her OnlyFans. And it's like maybe we are underestimating her empire.
Hmm.
Like maybe we are. Like if she's got various teams and all these people working for her and all these moving parts, like maybe we are underestimating her bank account. And if we are, that's our fault because she's been telling us for a while that she's got people managing everything. And it's like, I guess we don't take it as face value. We just like, no, no, you don't. You don't have that. No one does, right? Like most people run their OnlyFans. They run their own stuff. So
Yeah.
maybe Kara is way fucking more famous than we give her credit for. Maybe she is.
Yeah, maybe we've been sleeping on her.
Yeah, I think we've been sleeping on her. We've been acting like she's not running shit, and I think she is. I mean, the fact that she has floor seats at this. First of all, how much do you think floor seats at this Jake and Mike?
I don't even think
Um,
you can buy
sh-
them.
Hmm.
well, oh, so do you think you have to just be like famous or invited to
I
sit on the floor?
I don't know. I'm assuming because it's a
I've never in
Netflix
my life
thing.
been to a fight. So I've never been to a fight, but I know like the Super Bowl, if you have like 15, 20 grand, you can go.
Well, yeah, of
But
course,
like I don't
yeah.
know if it's but like for these fights, usually the floor it's all celebrities, all influencers,
Yes,
all
it's gonna
actors.
be all people who
So
are being paid to be there.
right, because those people are gonna make you more interested in watching because
Hmm.
you're like,
Sure,
oh my god,
yeah.
look at all these.
Yeah, I know that's. I know, like at the UFC, they always have a bunch of like YouTubers and shit and influencers on the floor of like a YouTube fight, UFC fights.
Yeah, yeah, and it's weird because I didn't realize how big the YouTuber and kick streamer world was. But
Hmm.
I've been watching like regular mainstream TV, and they've got Tyson, and there's all these
Yeah, Kai
streamers and
Cenat.
YouTubers. They're Kaizenat, yeah. They've crossed over into like popular culture, and I remember for the longest time, if you didn't watch their streams, you didn't know who they were. And I feel
Hmm.
like these streamers have gotten to like celebrity A-list status. Like it's gotten really, really crazy how big name these streamers are.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
like Drake will text Kai Cenat and shit on stream and stuff like that.
Right, and then I've seen like videos of his every celebrity you can think of be in his streams with him. Like
Mhm.
it's not like it used to be the streamers hung out with streamers and celebrities hung out with celebrities, and now it's like everybody's mingling together. There's no click anymore.
Mhm.
So streamers are celebrities, which I think is crazy because it used to not be that way.
Yeah, it's like a bunch of I heard stories of a bunch of Hollywood celebrities. They would invite like Mr. Beast over, and then they would ask him questions and like FaceTime with their children while Mr. Beast was at the Hollywood party.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's and there's even like companies that are bringing streamers to like their corporate events and their Christmas parties and stuff. Like that's how mainstream these
Yes.
guys have went. They went from doing YouTube only stuff or kick streams to like
Hmm.
they're getting invited to everything. Like they're at the Grammys, they're at the American Music Award. Like they're
Yeah.
literally actual celebrities.
Hmm. Um,
So
g-
congrats to Kara though, by the way, for landing her partnership with the Paul brothers at this fight. Kara, I'm super super impressed, and if you need a +1 at your next event, reach out. I am always available.
True. All right, you want to go to a new topic?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's
I
move on. Let's move on.
Okay. I just wanted to. This is a little bit of a backtrack, but I wanted to mention. Well, I wanted to go into the as far as like the Usman and Courtney T. The one thing I want to first talk about is like remember. So if people aren't really up to date on that story, I had posted a story, a post some tea where it was basically like it was basically about the Mexico house, and the whole plan was Usman and Courtney were going to hook up. Their plan was hooking up at the Mexico house, and then at some point, Courtney like kind of bounced from Usman to Colty, and then when I posted that story, Usman went in denial mode of saying he was never in Mexico and he had no parts of that. And then the next day I got the video of like him, Usman with Courtney. So obviously he was with Courtney in Mexico. So my question to George, I guess, would be, what do you think of that denial?
Well, okay, so I had some conversations with some people about it, right? Usman included. And well, I didn't talk to him first. I talked to a couple of different people. I talked to Lisa. I talked to baby girl Lisa about it. I talked to Kim about it. I talked to Usman about it, and I was just like, "What is the deal with this guy? Why is he lying?" And then I had a conversation with a person, um, with Sharp, and they were like, "Look, you have to understand that y'all can talk about these shows and what you know or whatever. You're not under an NDA." But she was like, "Well, you have to also remember he is under an NDA, and he filmed. Well, I don't want to say they said that, but let's say, for
Mhm,
instance, he filmed the show,
mhm,
and you aren't able to discuss that you filmed the show, say that you were there, post pictures or anything until the trailer has been released. Then you can verify,
mhm,
and then after the show has started to air, you can start posting like photos when you were there as the episodes go on. So I guess my guess would be he has not been paid. So I think we've talked about
mhm,
payment with these shows before. You don't get paid until either the last episode airs or the last episode of the tell all airs. So
mhm,
he actually allegedly filmed this show in Mexico. I mean, we know, and he's under an NDA and a contract. So if he was to verify that he did that, technically he would be forfeiting his payment for the show.
yeah,
So I guess what he was doing was, well, in my opinion, he should have just kept scrolling, right?
mhm,
There's no reason why he should have put
yeah,
himself in this predicament
yeah,
because everybody knows you're lying,
yeah. Well, yeah.
and I know you're lying.
No, as soon as he did not see, if he would have just not said shit, it would have went away. The fact that he like lied to me, then it like blew up into a bigger thing, and I did like three more additional Instagram story posts and another post, and like I called him out for bullshitting, and so he made it bigger.
Well,
Well,
yeah,
right.
but what's
If
he
he
gonna
would have kept
do? I mean,
No, but he shouldn't. He should just shut the fuck up and let me relish in my true tea.
sure.
Well, right. We also posted about Rob and Jennifer and Sophie and Courtney. You know who didn't swipe up on any of those? Nobody.
Mhm,
Everybody was just like, say whatever you want to say. My check is still gonna hit my bank account. I don't care what you have to say. I did it. They ignored it. And putting yourself in that predicament and swiping up on everything that you see, it puts you in a bad place because now you either have to lie or defend yourself, and defending yourself might actually be forfeiting your paycheck. No one does these shows for free. So even I was like, you should have just kept scrolling,
mhm,
and he has a bad habit of commenting on everything. I tell him that all the time. I was like, everything
Yes.
does not warrant a response, right?
mhm,
Everything doesn't warrant a response. Sometimes you just have to let people say things, even if it's not true, because at the end of the day, you're gonna get paid for your time. The people talking about you aren't. So don't forfeit your reputation and your money because you really want to prove somebody wrong. And it's funny because of all people he wants to prove wrong, it's you. Your tea has never been wrong. Okay.
Well, that's what I was
So of
saying.
all
mhm,
people you want to call a liar, he chose Shabooty out of all the bloggers. Because I was like, well, that was like, that's like walking up to Mike Tyson and slapping him in the face. Like that's the stupidest
mhm.
thing you could have done. He's gonna knock your teeth out. There's no false narrative to any of your tea. You post it exactly how it is.
Exactly.
You don't sugarcoat it and you don't add anything to it. The truth is the truth. So I was like, he picked the wrong guy to go to battle with.
Yeah, it was funny. Like as soon as I posted whatever story I posted that was calling him out, and then I got like a DM from someone saying like, "Oh, he was definitely in Mexico." So it was like Yeah. Anyway, it was glaringly obvious. But yeah, and also he's been on our like Twitter space before, or so it's like we have a
Yeah.
friendly relationship with him. So
Yeah.
it's like if he starts bullshitting me, then that makes the relationship less friendly.
Well, I don't know if he was like beefing with you as much as he was trying to do damage control.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
think
I
okay, so look,
agree. It was
Hmm.
damage control. I don't think it was anything like it wasn't
Yeah.
supposed to be like in your face type thing, but he was just like deny, 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 deny. You know, I mean that's what they always tell you.
yes,
I mean, I honestly, that's what I
and
got from
Shabooty,
it.
you know that there are two women from the previous seasons that have been trying to get him in
Hmm.
trouble for a while. So those videos
Yep.
that he ended up posting on Snapchat, those ladies have sent those to producers because technically him posting anything from that location before the trailer came out is a complete violation of his contract. So, he has an ex-wife who doesn't care for him very much, and he also has another cast member who used to be married to Michael
Hmm.
who doesn't care for him very much. So they looked at that as an opportunity. Oh, he broke his NDA. He broke his contract. Let's
Right.
get our revenge
Yeah.
on him. So I think he wasn't so much attacking you. He was basically defending himself against them, and then your name got thrown into it. I kind of feel
Right.
like that's what happened.
Yeah. No, I mean, to just reiterate what George said, but I'll say more plainly, uh, Angela Dean went out of her way to like send the video of Usman and Courtney to send it to the producers and say, "Hey, look what Usman posted breaking NDA." So Angela was extra going out of her way to throw him under the bus.
Yes. Yes, that's exactly what happened. And I think that when your post was like the last straw, I think he was starting to get phone calls from producers. Like, what are you doing? You're not supposed to be doing this. Why do all these people see these videos and present it? And I think that's why he retaliated. But it wasn't so much it was you, it was so much that he screwed up and there was shit coming from every angle.
Hmm. True. Well,
But that's all on him though. He shouldn't have been posting stuff. He knows better. This isn't his first or
mhm.
second show. He knows better. So I told him that was so unfair. I was like, you know better. You know you shouldn't have done it. And you know what the rules are. You can't pretend. You can't do the tiger lily. I didn't know excuse. You
What?
freaking right.
Hmm.
You freaking knew.
And then the content of that actual video with like Courtney, she, I don't want to, let me just say allegedly, but just from the visual look, she had that like disheveled, like walk of shame look, even though she wasn't walking.
Was she hobbling?
Maybe that's why she was sitting down. She couldn't walk.
Damn.
Oh,
I'm just saying she
I
had that
think
like bed. She had the bedhead look.
the
Oh.
what did they call the African ingredient
Mm-hmm.
is what he called it on the or the motorbike.
Mm-hmm.
He had names for it, so maybe he put it on Courtney, and then Courtney, she was having a rough morning after. It could have been
Mm.
Yeah, that's certainly what
right.
that
It could.
certainly would have looked like.
I mean, Courtney might have got her some. I mean, we know Usman is not a celibate Muslim, right? We
Mhm.
know that, so she might have got her.
Yeah, I mean, he
Speaking of
invented Yami, so he has to practice what he preaches.
right, right.
Yummy, yummy.
This is
Oh, by the way,
this is a reputation.
speaking of Yami like objects, Lauren Allen posted another eating video of him eating a eggplant, and then I commented, "Can you for your next video? Can you eat like a raw yam?"
Ugh.
An eggplant. Wait, did he cook the? It was raw, right?
I think it was raw. Yeah.
Everything so far in his
Oh
videos, they were all
God,
raw.
I can't.
Yeah.
My
Is
teeth
there like
hurt.
uh, is there a semblance to the eggplant? Because you know what an eggplant is
Mm,
in texting. I wonder
mm,
if that's like symbolic because we
Well,
know that
right.
Lauren does
mm.
like put
Uh,
things in his mouth.
Probably, but what you know what else is funny is like when he posts something on Instagram, he goes out of his way to use like hashtag gonorrhea on all of his posts.
Right?
I
Like, I'm
noticed
just
that.
like, why are you proud of that though? Like, who the fuck
I
is proud
noticed
of
it
having
too.
gonorrhea?
Mm, but,
I mean, he said it's just a pill for a week and you're good to go.
yeah.
He
Okay,
definitely
that's
made it
not like that's like saying like I mean, oh my God. I, I don't even know. I mean, I don't know what goes through his fucking mind. I honestly don't. But it's just like I've never met anyone who's like, yeah, I have gonorrhea. Like, let's smash. Like what?
I mean, it's not something that I
Like
want
just
to ever
because like
hear.
so is UTI, but I'm not gonna fucking go around like, oh my god, yeah, I just have another UTI. Like
Yeah.
yeah, I can cure it with
Well,
cranberry pills, but Jesus Christ, like I'm not gonna go around shouting that I have one.
well, you know what? I used to work with this girl and her boyfriend at this one job that we had, and she used to get UTIs all the time. And actually, she did announce
Oh
them,
my god.
which I thought she did announce them because her well, we worked at Walmart, and her boyfriend was like the loss prevention guy, the guy that tackles you for stealing.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh.
then she like a different department, and she because we all hung out like at my apartment after work and stuff. So after our shift or whatever, she'd be like, "Oh, I have to go buy cranberry juice or whatever. I have another UTI." And like she used to announce them, and she got them a lot because I remember our boss told her to go to the doctor because they were like, "You're getting them way too frequently. You should go to the doctor." So yeah, I have been around people that announces stuff like that, which I thought was really weird.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, it was really strange.
True.
But oh, speaking of eggplants and stuff, I want to talk about this video that Corona
Oh,
posted. I mean, she's been
I've been waiting, I've been waiting, I've been waiting, I've been
yeah,
waiting, I've been waiting.
she's been like on a Russian roulette post lately. Like she's just been going on and off crazy on Inky lately,
Mm-hmm.
right? So there was the one that everyone saw where she was doing the timeline and she's saying that oh Inky and her were there was a visa in process or something, and so it
Mm-hmm.
couldn't possibly be a fake relationship because there was a visa. That's not as important as I want to get into this. She called Inky a bottom,
Mm-hmm.
and I wish Lauren was here. Lauren would be really good at explaining this, but basically, a bottom is a man who takes it,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like he takes it in the ass, her
Mm-hmm.
words. So she said that during their relationship, she got no pleasure from him whatsoever, and she was basically sticking her fingers and other things in
And,
this man,
mhm.
and which I
and
think is
and
the craziest.
and he was getting more usage of her toys than her.
Yes, yes.
That was
She
tough.
purchased toys for him to use on her,
Mm-hmm.
and Corona said that the only people getting toys used on them were Inky. So, oh, and a lot of people actually from the gay community have been attacking her because they are saying like, you know, it's not fair for you to call a man who's in a relationship with a woman a bottom, and they're
Mm-hmm.
saying that she's being derogatory towards the LGBTQ. I don't know how true that is. You know, I don't know if that was ever her intention, but I do think her calling him a bottom is crazy to me. Like
Mm-hmm.
completely out of line.
Yeah, I
Like
agree.
why are you sharing your intimate sexual details with somebody that you used to
Mm-hmm.
be with? I think that that is so humiliative. Like if he would have done that to her, you know, we would have reacted like, oh, another
Yeah.
misogynist male, you
Like
know, trying to belittle a woman. But like, since she's a woman, she thinks she can get away with it. No, you shouldn't be saying that. And if it is true or not, I don't care. But I think it's so fucked up that she decided to put that out there because imagine it's not true. Maybe she's just pissed off at him. Now everybody in the world thinks that he likes stuff stuck up his ass. Like that's a crazy thing to say about somebody.
yeah, yeah, she was like kink shaming him, and then also saying how just basically shitting on him and like saying I don't know if she saw did she call she called him ugly too, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, she called him a ugly ogre looking
I was like, well,
motherfucker.
honey,
If I'm
you
not,
you
Yeah,
dated that ugly ogre,
yeah,
so
exactly.
excuse
Like,
me.
and then begged him to marry you. So
mhm.
because that what makes me so mad because she's like he's
Right.
ugly, he's stupid, worthless. He owes me $675, and I was like, but you were begging this man to marry you, so you clearly didn't
Well,
feel
who's the
that way the
stupid
whole
one
time.
here now? Like, I mean, sorry.
Yeah, if you call your ex like a ugly ogre, usually you date in one's league, so that's kind of shitting on yourself.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah. And no offense, like I think that she's a pretty girl, but her attitude
it's
is so
shit.
disgusting.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
It's
shit.
just the word. Yeah. She's a whiny, bitchy, angry, and I don't want to call her angry because I don't want to go
Mhm.
into that angry black woman thing, but she is angry. She's always upset. If you ever watch her posts and her stories, she's pissed off, she's yelling, she's cussing, she's screaming, and it's like why are you so angry about a relationship that you concocted, that you brought on a show,
I'll tell
you
you
know, and
why,
you
because
could
he leaked it that it was all fake.
Well, yeah,
And
because
now
they
she
were
doesn't
already
have.
broken up.
She's not gonna have a spin-off. I don't think so.
Mhm.
But I mean, I think that was her whole
No,
thing. Was like she wanted to be like a reality star.
By the way,
that
did you like my edit on the video where I like sped it up to be like a
Oh my
chipmunk
god! I
voice?
honestly thought that was
yeah,
her
I
real
actually
voice
did.
talking. I swear to
No,
God,
I
I was
loved
just,
it.
and then I heard the actual one, and I was like, oh,
But mine is fun. My version was funnier, right?
yes, it was like
Yeah,
I loved it.
Hmm.
it was way more entertaining. It was way more.
Hmm.
Oh, so in other news, she has went onto her Instagram and she has limited a bunch of services. So I want to go over what she did. You are
Oh,
no longer allowed to comment on her posts. You are no longer allowed to send her DMs. The only thing that you can do to interact with her are like posts and comment on her stories. Because she said that people actually it started when people were attacking her because I guess they said what she did was like basically outing him in the LGBT community were like, no, that's something you don't do. So she was getting a lot of slack for that. And then
oh
Hmm.
people were,
yeah,
messaging her about the article and saying that she's a liar and all this stuff. So she now doesn't allow people to communicate with her on her Instagram, which is ironic because she posts 50 times a day. She doesn't want your feedback. That's not allowed, but she wants you to be subjected to her bitching. I think that's crazy. I was like, if you want us to watch your shit, we should be able to comment on what you're posting, right? Isn't that fair?
yeah, absolutely. I mean, you want to be reality star, be one.
Hmm. Yeah.
I think her dream of being a reality star, she's realizing is way out of the realm of what she's able to accept. She's one of those people that can't let anything slide. She has to, every time someone does or says something, she makes a video or she makes a story yelling and retaliating. If you want to be a reality star, you got to let stuff slide. You know how long people were talking about Kim Kardashian's sex tape for probably the first 10 years of her career?
Yep.
And she kept going. She kept posting. She didn't make screaming retaliation videos
Yeah,
on
she
her
didn't
story.
acknowledge it. So, I mean,
Exactly.
that's one thing that, you do. You don't acknowledge the shit. You just like, okay, life goes on.
Acknowledging it only makes it last longer. People are
Hmm.
Right.
going to keep talking about it because they know how angry that it makes you.
Yeah. And, let me give a shout out to Monsters and Critics because then at one point Corona even like went at me in her Instagram stories.
Oh,
Yeah, I wanted to get into that because there was a story dedicated directly to you, and
which is crazy.
if I'm not mistaken, she told you to lick her butthole.
It was
Is that what she
it
said?
was it was at Shabooty.com. I was to say at Shabooty can lick my shabutthole.
Okay, Shabutthole. That's how angry your post made her, which your post was just reposting her post, right? Like that's how I know that she's not cut out for this life. This
Mhm.
life, because imagine, because you know what's funny? I've gone through DMs with some of my friends that are famous, and we'll just for fun when we're drunk look at all the horrible, terrible things people are saying about them.
Oh
So
yeah.
and it's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of DMs. Kill yourself. You're disgusting. You're Sherman Monster. You're ugly. I hate you. You're a fetish, whatever, a sex tourist. All these crazy messages, and it's like
Mhm.
she only has 5,000 followers, guys. She only has 5,000 followers,
Wait,
so
I
it's
have
not
more
even.
followers than she does?
She has 5,000
That's
followers, and
crazy.
she is basically spazzing out because
Mhm.
she can't
Ah!
handle. Yes, she can't handle the feedback, the little bit of feedback she has. Because let's be real, she only has 5,000 followers. How many DMs do you think people are sending her? I didn't even know where her Instagram was until Shabooty you posted it. I didn't even know. I had never even seen it.
Yeah,
I
I
had
Mhm.
didn't even know
only
she was on Instagram, to be honest.
me neither. Right.
So
So imagine if she was like in a housewives situation where she had
she
4 million.
fucking wishes.
I think that she would lose it. I think she would delete her Instagram and go into a mental
Oh.
institution. I
Oh
think that she would
yeah.
never be able.
You know what
This
like
is
phenomenon always happens. I feel like with a lot of cast members is at least from my standpoint, is I don't really hear from them the whole season as far as just social media stuff goes. And then right when their season's about to end, then all of a sudden I hear from them, and all of a sudden they like get in fights with me or whatever. And it's like a weird like 14-minute out of your 15 minutes of fame where you're just kind of like flailing for attention, and all of a sudden they get into my orbit. And then they don't realize like A, the fans like me, and B, the 90-day press likes me too. So when you come at me, not only the fans get up your ass, then press gets articles written about you, so it's like a double whammy.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's funny that your post got to her so much that she had to retaliate. I just thought it was funny because I was like, "Look at Shabooty pissing her off." I was like, "I thought only Inky pissed her off to this extent, but you got in there too. You got in there too. I'm proud of that."
Yeah, I think anybody that claims that they believe that article, which I do, it gets under her skin.
Everything in that article is true, and I don't know why she wants to debunk whatever you call it, whatever happened in that article. Nobody who watched this season of The Other Way believes that anything that happened in that storyline was real. I mean, she said before she left
Hmm.
that she forfeited her spot in the midwifery school, and then last week she's like, technically I'm still in it, I just have to send my check. I didn't actually tell them I wasn't going. Everything from start to finish that she said was a freaking lie. Everything. She's full of crap. And then she's not even a good liar. You know how some
Hmm.
people are really good? Like, I have people that will look me in
She
my
sounded
face.
like she was
Like,
giving a monologue.
yes. Like,
Right?
she
Like
was
she was
trying to
acting.
convince
Like
you.
she was trying to act. Like she was doing it. I felt like it was like when someone gives a monologue and they film it on YouTube to see if casting directors will like reach out to
Yes.
them. That's exactly what it looked like. Sorry to interrupt, but I just had to
Hmm.
say that.
Well, like
No, you're 100% right.
before this latest episode or whatever, or tirade of videos, when I lost respect for her was when I don't remember the whole deal, but like I just remember like Statler defended her, went to bat for her over something, and then fast forward like a month later, then she shit on Statler, which just shows like she's not loyal to the people that are in her corner.
No, she doesn't know
Oh,
loyalty.
I do remember that. She made a video and was like, I can't roll with Statler. I don't agree with you. I can't
Mhm.
remember what it was specifically that she was disagreeing with Statler on, but you're right. She made a video saying, "Girl, I love you. You're my girl, but I can't roll with you. I can't believe you." And I was like, "See, that's where loyalty comes. You know, when my best friends do something stupid, instead of me like taking the side of common sense, I usually keep my loyalty to my friend. And even though they did something stupid, I'm still gonna stay on their side because I'm not God. I'm not the one that told them to stop doing stupid stuff. I'm just
Exactly.
I'm just there to be loyal to the people who were loyal to me. So you're right,
Mhm.
Shabooty. That showed that she was a disloyal person, and
Mhm.
disloyal people are worse to me, worse than liars, thieves, cheaters, murder. A disloyal person is the worst possible person you can have on your
Yeah,
friend's
because
side.
yeah, if there's no trust, there's nothing.
Yeah, let's do a
Exactly.
round
They
of
will,
applause for that.
yes, they will sell you out in a hot second. And I feel like that's exactly what Corona did. She was like, "Oh yeah, I'm just gonna make a video saying that Statler's an idiot, and then people are gonna take my side." And I was like, "No, we're never gonna take your side.
No, no one really
No."
knows who the fuck you are.
And by the way, before
Sorry.
just before we started the podcast, Statler did a funny Instagram post where I guess I forget what anyway, like she posted a video and then she blocked out her butt, and then she's like she captioned it covering my massive peach. Sorry, Shabooty.
Wait, hold on. I gotta see it. I didn't see it. Hold on.
Oh,
I'm going
I
look.
share
I'm going
I
look right.
shared it on my stories too. But anyway,
Okay. Okay.
I thought that was funny. That shows Statler has a good sense of humor.
No, she does. I think Statler. It's funny because I say she whines all the time. She actually really does have a good sense of humor. She laughs with you when you make fun of her because you know we make fun of her all the time. I just like that she laughs with us.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, I see it. I see it.
Do you see the caption over her butt?
Yes. Hold on. I'm looking. I'm looking. Speaking of Statler, I think Dempsey was in town.
Mhm. Oh,
She was here last
oh.
week. I didn't see her,
Well,
but I saw pictures. She was here.
and I guess because of the online pressure, Dempsey finally relented and sent Statler's like childhood stuffed animals to Statler. Finally.
Yeah, I saw that story. Did you see that the bag was like ripped open?
Yeah, I saw that.
Did
That
you
was
see that?
weird.
It was like it was poorly packaged. So Statler was basically like, "Oh my god, she could have, these could have got lost. She really doesn't care.
Hmm.
She didn't care how they got to me." It's just messy though because I don't feel like Dempsey is a complete evil human being, like Statler says, but I also don't think that she's innocent, like fully.
No,
So
no,
I'm
no.
kind of like on the fence. Like when Statler says that Dempsey does stuff, I want to believe her, but I also know that they are two people that used to love each other and now hate each other. So it's hard to know what's emotion and anger and what's the truth.
Hmm.
So I'm like stuck in the middle between that whole thing. But my loyalty, if I had to tell you, my loyalty is with Statler. It always has been, right? I've
Hmm.
always been Team Statler. But I'm not gonna just take everything that Statler says as truth because Statler is hurt. She's hurt, and Dempsey is not only like in a new relationship, she's boasting it all over the internet. Like she's
Which is so
posting with this shit.
shitty.
Yeah, I mean, but is it though? Because if you broke up and you moved on, when is the correct amount of time before you start like
Well,
boasting
I
your
wouldn't
new
even be
relationship?
following them. I'd be blocking them, so I wouldn't have to see it. To be
See, no,
honest.
you're right. You're right. Because I'm pretty sure Statler doesn't follow her, but she doesn't have her blocked, so
Yeah,
she
so
can
I
still
would be
see it.
blocking.
I
But
mean,
I'm sure if Dempsey posts a picture of her hot new girlfriend, I'm sure the fans will screenshot it and send it to Statler.
no, you're right. She'll see it. And you're right. The fans are so evil.
Hmm.
They do that a lot. They send you or like if I hate someone and they
Hmm.
post something or say something about me, like when me and Danielle Gates were fighting on Instagram, she
Hmm.
was posting stuff about me and I blocked her. So obviously my followers were screenshotting it and sending
Hmm.
it. And I was like, guys,
Yeah,
stop. I don't want to
the
fight with her.
followers always instigate shit.
Yes, they do. They're like, did you see that she said this about your website and that she said that you look like a thumb and all? And I'm like,
Hmm.
why do y'all want me to keep fighting with her? We fought for a whole day
Yeah,
back and forth. I was like, I'm moving on. I don't want to go on, but the fans want it to last.
yeah,
They're like, oh, you should call her this and you should say that she's a bad mom and and I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm done with it. I don't want to fight anymore.
yeah. I had that happen when I was fighting with Guinea Pig Boy,
Who?
Clayton's
Wait,
or
Oh,
Clayton. Oh
yeah.
yeah.
I
I
forgot about
He would
him.
post some shit, and then like people would like screenshot his stories and send it to me, and I'm like, I don't really give a fuck what he has to say. I'm not gonna read his words.
well, he was mad because you reposted a photo from when he was in high school.
Yeah,
That's all it was.
exactly.
It wasn't anything malicious or vicious. It was and I'm pretty sure he posted it first, right? All you did was repost it. Like you didn't like go find it and underhandedly or anything and post it.
Well,
It was just you.
it's a fan sent it to me, and then so I posted it after a fan sent it to me.
But it was already circulating.
Yeah, it was on. It
If
was
I'm
on.
not mistaken,
Yeah, it
it
was
was.
on. It was on the internet.
Yeah, it was already circulating. You didn't do anything underhanded or anything, and he got pissed off. And it's like, bro, you went on national TV. Do you think people are not going to screenshot your high school yearbook photo and post it? Once you go, I remember I was watching, I don't remember who the late night host was. It might not have been Jimmy Fallon, but whatever the current late night host was, and they had a celebrity on there, and they do a segment where they get your worst photos from your youth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Oh
talking about?
my
And they
god, yeah.
yes, the worst possible photo you've ever taken in your life, and then they force you to look at it and tell them what was going on. So I was like, that's kind of the initiation for being on TV, right? They're gonna
Yeah.
find the worst picture you've ever taken and put it
Oh
on
my
display
god.
so
I would
everybody
literally
can see it.
die if that happened to me. I don't even know.
Mhm.
I was not like the cutest kid, so I don't want like my kid photos to get posted because I mean, I don't know. I'm insecure, about
Mhm.
certain stuff, so I would hate that. So I get why people get mad, but also when you put yourself on TV, you're just asking, you're opening the box,
Mhm.
right? You're opening the door. This is
Right.
what people.
Speaking of opening the box, do we want to quickly touch on like that douche on Instagram that like steals people's content?
Uh yeah.
Oh wait. But I have a question though before we move on
Hmm.
with to the next the content stealer, which is like a recurring theme. I wanted to ask y'all how do y'all feel if the inky sex toy thing is true?
Hmm.
And then I want to get because I think in the world of sex they call that pegging, if I'm
Yes,
not
we
mistaken.
do.
When you're
Well,
when your girlfriend or your wife bangs you.
Yeah,
It's
what
pegging.
pegging is
So,
like, she would have to put on a strap on and bang him.
Yeah, pegging is when you
okay.
when you put a strap on and you fuck them from behind.
Oh, okay. So not pegging. But I wanted
No.
to ask: are men doing this now? Are men
Oh my god,
getting
they've been
like?
doing it forever.
Just check Coco's
So this is a
DMs.
normal.
Yes.
So this is
Uh,
a normal thing. So if Inky was into that, that's completely normal,
yes,
right?
because there's so many men who are into that who are like who are straight.
Mhm.
Um, just because they have like there's something pleasurable for men when they get like butt play. So it's different for women. Like it just hurts us, but there's something.
Well, yeah, I know for a fact women have said it's not pleasurable at all. It's literally
No, I
if
fucking
she lets
hate it.
you do it, if she
I'd
lets
rather
you
you
do it, it's
come
because
inside
she
my
really.
eye.
See, that's exactly how it was explained to me. Because she's like, if I let you do it, it's because I like you, not because I like it. That's literally
Exactly.
how. Because she was like,
Exactly.
"There's no pleasure whatsoever freaking ever." She's like, "The only person
Nope.
who's gonna like it is you." That's exactly what she said. So yeah, I know that if this is going on, but I don't know. Like, I don't like to judge people and what they're doing,
Mhm.
but I think that for a guy to feel comfortable enough to ask a girl to do any of this stuff, you have to actually trust the person, right? Because look at Corona; she's airing all of his dirty laundry to
Mhm.
the whole
Well,
world. So,
Which
okay,
is
like, I
also
think
like a huge trust
yo, I have a
violation.
theory that just popped in my head. Sorry to interrupt. Here's
okay.
the theory, and I didn't post this before. So, what about this theory? What if he's not really that into like ass play, but because he broke his dick, he had no choice but to be an ass play because he can't use his dick.
Oh, so yeah, that crossed my mind too.
Mm,
So yeah, because she said many times that it works, but basically doesn't. Is what she kept saying. She's like, it doesn't really work, and I think what that means is it can't get erect. Isn't that what? If you break it, I'm pretty sure that it's like, what's the word? Not flaccid,
Ouch.
but in the middle. Like it's
mhm,
not
Yeah,
fully erect,
it's just a
not fully
chub.
flaccid. Yeah, a chub. Yeah,
mhm,
that word. So I think that's kind of where he's at. So if he can't, and maybe that's the reason why she bought the toys because she knew he can't actually peg her. So she was like, "Well, we could use the toys," and then it backfired
mhm,
because he then wanted the toys used on her or on him. I don't know. I just think it's an interesting situation. Like I've never been in that situation where I asked a girl to do that,
mhm.
But Coco, you're telling me that there's plenty of dudes asking girls to do that.
Oh my god, yeah. I mean, yes.
Yeah, a bunch of degenerates in Coco's DMs. Um,
My god.
and then, real quick though, I did reach out to Inky for a comment, and he basically he wasn't aware of the videos, but you could tell anytime one of her videos came up on his screen, he would totally like avert his eyes. He had no interest in looking at any of her videos, and he basically really didn't have a comment for me to post publicly. But he did kind of say she's milking it, like meaning milking this for attention.
I feel the same way. I do feel like she every day it's 4 or 5 different reaction videos of her screaming and angry, and I do feel like she's milking it. And I that kind of wait, what Coco? What happened?
No, I was just imitating her. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought somebody won the fight. I was like, tell me what happened.
No, I will
But
be
yeah,
like screaming my head off when that comes. Okay, you're gonna hear it.
okay. You have to tell me because I'm not watching it, so you have to tell me when it
I
happens.
yes, I will.
But yeah, I think that, and it aligns with the story that Inky told in the beginning because this was all fake, and then her milking it for fame. That aligns with a fake story. I think
Hmm.
that she wanted fame. That's the reason why she did it. So now that her season is more than halfway over, no, wait, her season is over. This is the time that she needs to get the rest of her followers. I think that she thought she was going to get way more followers. Like she only has 5,000 followers for her whole season. And did you notice when Tiger Lily started, she had 700,000 followers, which we think allegedly were not real. She only has 708,000 now
Hmm.
after her season is coming to an end. So that means only 8,000 people followed her. That's pretty low, right?
Yeah, and maybe
I
That's
feel like
very
also
low.
maybe she lost. Also, maybe she lost some of the fake followers if they're like bots and shit.
that's true. That's true. Instagram periodically goes through and deletes bots and inactive followers several times a year.
Hmm.
So it could be, you're right. She got way more but then they went and deleted some of the fake ones, and then the number went back down. That's true too. Because I remember we were watching one season, and I think it was Patrick and Thais' season, and Thais had like 50 something thousand followers before the season even ended. I mean, it is Thais; she's hot, but I feel like these people are getting less and less followers each season, which is interesting because people are going on the show just for fame now, and I feel like they're getting less and less fame. Do you feel like that?
Yeah, but yeah, and I think Coco, not Coco. Why did I call Corona Coco? I think Corona.
that's
What?
an in, that's an insult. Insult.
God damn.
I think Corona was definitely
Mhm.
vying for a second season. Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
I
yeah.
think.
I mean, like I said, like when she made the whole spiel, it sounded like an audition tape.
Hmm.
I mean,
And it also sounded like you said, Coco, before, like she was auditioning and she had, like, she went over the story in her head over and over, like when she was telling us about the midwifery
right.
story and
Hmm.
how she was giving this up and how he never proposed. It sounded like she had been practicing, like running lines, because I did feel like she was going over something that she had already told us. So yeah, I think that you nailed it.
Yeah.
Oh, off topic. Scott Worm has deleted his Instagram. I don't know if you guys noticed that. He's no longer on Instagram. So he's gone off of Instagram and nobody knows. He didn't post like a reason or an
But
explanation. So,
I am aware of that, but to me, my response to that was he just deactivated it like he always does. So I assume he'll be back.
oh yeah, I don't think that you can delete your Instagram right away. I think you have to deactivate it, and
Hmm.
then if you never reactivate it after a certain time, it just deletes. I don't think Instagram actually gives you a opportunity to like delete it today. Like
Hmm.
you can just deactivate it, and then after a certain amount of days that you don't reactivate it, it's deleted. So yeah, I'm pretty sure he's gonna come back eventually. I mean, why not, right? It's
Hmm.
Scott. But I thought it was really interesting that the last couple of times he deleted it, he would post like, "I'm leaving Instagram" or "I'm taking a break." The dramatics. But
Hmm.
this time he just disappeared because I didn't even realize. And then some people DM'd me and was like, "Is Scott not on Instagram? We can't find him." And then I was like, "Oh shit, he deleted it." So I don't know what's going on with him. I haven't talked to him, so I just thought that was just a side note that people were messaging me and said. And he's been gone over a week, so I don't know
Hmm.
what's going on with him.
Yeah, I have. I'm not gonna name her name, but there's a lady that watches over Scott's account like a hawk for me. So she's the one that told me. So anytime something crazy happens with Scott, this one
Yeah.
specific lady always tells me the tea. So thank you,
Oh,
lady.
interesting. Well,
Yeah.
Well, does she know any more than we do?
No, just other than she sent me the screenshot of a deactivated or just closed down account. But my response was, I'm sure he'll
Oh,
be back.
yeah. I totally agree. I think that he's what do you call it? Shut out his family. He's shut out everybody. Instagram is it. So I'm
Mm,
pretty sure he'll be right back.
true. So do you want? I don't want to give the guy's handle because that's promoting him. But do you want to talk about the content jacker? It's like,
yeah. Fucking stealing
n-
little bitch.
n-
Yeah, here we go again.
Shocking.
yeah, I don't know. It's weird because
So,
like I don't want to say the dude's name because then he gets attention. But there's a notorious like you mean it's like anyway. So the most recent one was I had posted. It was a Photoshop thing where I did with the Supper and Shekinah thing where I was like. Was a jig. It was like "Marry Me" Jigsaw was kind of like the goof. Anyway, it was like the bridge scene with the lighting up. So anyway, I did like a meme on that, and then the guy kind of took my post and kind of cropped out my name and like didn't tag me. And anyway, so I just called him out finally on Instagram, and I told people to block him. So hopefully, if y'all saw that, you blocked him, but it's not. It's probably won't end. But just figured we'd
It's
mention it.
just stupid. It's like he can't come up with his own shit.
Hmm. And yeah, and I know he posts all the cat. And now, if for anyone out there, if you see like a Captain Picard meme on Instagram, now that she's on Instagram, you should tell that account to like tag Captain Picard, right?
Yes.
speaking of Captain,
Well,
where is she tonight? I
she's
just
watching the
realized.
boxing fight.
Well, so am I.
Oh, she's having a She's having a watch party. But yeah, this account. But what got me was they didn't even try to change it. They literally took it exactly how it
Which
was
is crazy
and
to
cropped
me.
your name out of it. You
Yeah,
know, I've seen people will take content and then they'll add to it and change it a little bit. I respect that a little more. I don't respect anyone who steals anything, but I respect it a little bit more, at least if you either tag the person that you took it from or you at least change it, add to it, make it different. There are copyright laws that if you make something different, you can get away with it. But this
absolutely.
person literally stole your content. And this is not the first time. I remember the one guy stole our entire Lauren interview
Mm-hmm.
and posted it on his YouTube. And then during he would stop the video and then talk shit about us during the breaks.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, so you're stealing the content and then you're talking shit about the people who gave you your content. Like, it's just insane how many people think that they're entitled to your content at this
Yeah.
point.
So, but here's someone we can shout out by name. Let me give a shout out to Sarah Fraser of the Sarah Fraser Show, and she's pretty mainstream. And she gave me a big shout out because of my cult tee. So I just want to say thank you, Sarah Fraser, for shouting me out.
I am obsessed with Sarah Fraser, guys. Like, I was on her show a couple of years ago, almost 2 years ago, and we've been friends ever since. And I think that she's one of the really good, true, genuine bloggers out there. Like, she's really good. She's honest. She's fair, and she gives. I remember when she put me on her show. My name just started to come out, and she put me on and she's like, "Oh, I've been hearing a lot about you. I want to put you on the show." And I was like, "Damn, that's so cool that you would reach out and want to help somebody up and coming." And she's just a really genuine person. So when I saw her talking about you on the show, and I was like, "Oh shit, full circle moment." I love seeing that because I respect Sarah so much in this game. Like, I really respect her.
Yeah, like she's not new on my radar because she's actually from, I don't know if she grew up around here, but I know she's from the DC area, and I would see her on the local like Fox 5 channel, I think. So I would see her.
Oh, you know her from Fox
Well,
5. That's old school.
yeah, so I
Yeah.
know. So we're not. I feel like I'm sure if we interviewed her, she would say, "Yeah, like she didn't just hear about me, and I didn't just hear about her."
Well, y'all were kind of from the same region,
Yeah,
right? When she was out there, you were around out there, right?
yeah. Like I don't know if she was. I'm trying to remember. Like back in the day, I don't know if she was like a Real World MTV fan or not, because I know I was. So I was doing a lot of like blog posts on real world shit. So I feel like our orbits might have crossed paths there. And then we had friends in common that were like reporter. We had friends that were like reporters that she worked with that were friends in common.
Oh, okay, yeah. So y'all kind of ran in the same
Yeah, a little
circles.
bit. I
That's
mean, she
kind of
was more.
cool.
I can't. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
She
I
was more
respect.
like she was actually on TV mainstream. I was just more of like friend of. I was the blogger that was friends with reporters, and she was the lady that's on TV. So yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Sarah was on TV, and I really respected her too when she left her job on TV to become a full-time podcast host. And I respected her hustle and how hard she worked and how much she sacrificed
Hmm.
for her dream. So when I see her doing so well, I'm just like, that is literally a success story right there. Because she had the 9 to 5, she had the TV job, she had everything, and she still risked it all to do what she's doing, and she's doing it. So I just respect that hustle.
True, and yeah, and I'm pretty sure she said I was funny, so thank you for that too.
She said that she loved you and you were
Mhm.
hilarious, and she really really liked all of
Yeah,
your content. I
she likes
remember
to
that. I was like,
snark.
oh, I love that. Yeah, yeah. She's on Twitter too,
Hmm.
by the way. Did she follow you on Twitter?
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
on
yeah.
Twitter.
She followed.
So maybe one day we can get her to stop in and say hi, because I know she's really big with Sister Wives and the
Hmm.
Housewives. That's like her expertise. Because I remember back in the day, I would go on her show and we would talk about 90
Hmm.
Day, because she was more so with Sister Wives and the Housewives. More so the Housewives is like her bread and butter, but she does a lot of the Sister
Which
Wives
who
shit.
I
I
just
can't
had the
get into
producer
that.
of the show for dinner last night.
Which show?
Wait, which show?
Housewives of Atlanta.
Really?
Yeah, so
They were in your
well,
house?
we're neighbors now. So I met these people and I was like, I like their vibe. You know, we started talking. Like they lived in LA when I lived in LA. They basically moved 2 weeks before I did. And so I was just chatting it up, and like I know they told me they worked in reality. I just like, I didn't think like the her boyfriend mentioned he worked for Love After Lockup, so I was like, oh cool. And so I found out she's like a a producer on Housewives of Atlanta. So super awesome people,
Mm.
honestly, really cool. So that was an insane night last night.
I saw your charcuterie board.
My charcuterie board. Yeah. I'm never hosting a dinner party again. I'm just letting you guys know that. I didn't realize
Wait,
how much.
did something go wrong?
No, everything went perfect, but like I'm just like I'm not the type of person to cook and clean at the same time. So like I'm just it's a lot of work. I've never really hosted before,
Well,
so
okay, so when I do parties, I usually cater it. Like
yeah,
I'll order like food because cooking the food and trying to entertain and clean at the same, it
I
is a
know
lot of work.
it is. It is,
So,
and I made everything from
and
scratch. So
I don't know if I'm good enough of a cook to get away with cooking all the food. I don't know that. Like I
uh
can cook certain stuff,
oh, I
so
was
I don't
so
want to.
fucking nervous. I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, I hope, but they loved it. Everyone ate like everything, so I was like, "Okay, good, good."
Well, how does the do they talk about the shows like at dinner? Like I'm just curious. Like when
A
you're
little bit. That she was brought in during the finale era. Um, so with Phaedra, so we talked a little bit about that. Um, but mostly just like it was mostly like I mean what we talked about like the films that we've done versus reality TV and how it's very different. And how a lot of it is true. It's not like The Hills where like a lot of production value, like as far as like budget wise, was being talked about. Love After Lockup, they don't really have a budget. It's like bare minimum. Versus like show like Housewives of Atlanta or like The Hills. You know, so it was all really kind of like technical talk mostly, not like gossip of like what's going on, sadly. Um
uh,
but they do work for Sharp. So some of them do work for Sharp Entertainment, so that was very interesting. And I did mention your name, Shabooty, and she actually knows who you are. So
The love after lockup person.
what?
Housewives of Atlanta girl.
Oh, really?
Yes. Uh,
She knew who you were.
yeah,
That's
she's like, yeah,
crazy.
I've heard of him, and they both. I mean, always shock like they both like are kind of under Sharp. So that was interesting.
True. Well, if we,
I think it's always interesting to hear your how recognizable people's names are to people and to like
Yeah,
corporations and stuff. That's
right.
always interesting.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is. And he actually he might want to come on our show sometime. So I'll be working that little deal out soon. So hopefully he can join. He is an editor. He also is an editor for Black and Crew. Um, I mean, he goes way back in reality. So
Oh, you know who I was? It's not related to like 90 Day Fiance at all, but
yeah,
but I was trying to get. It's not someone that anyone y'all would know necessarily, but I had an angle for them to be on the podcast because I'm friends with this. But he's like he's an impressive like guy in entertainment, in my opinion. He's this guy named like Manny Perez. He's like big. He's a Dominican film writer, director, actor. He's very talented, and he has great movies. And anyway, like, but I asked him, I was like. I I mean, I've interviewed him in the past, but not about 90 Day Fiance. But then apparently he said he doesn't watch. But I was like, but you're Dominican. You should come on the podcast and tell us about like Sankey Panky men.
Yes.
So yeah, I want to get him to
Oh
come
yeah.
on and talk about Sankey Panky because he's like a Dominican dude who's like a very accomplished like writer, director, actor, producer, and he's in a bunch of. If actually you'd
Oh.
probably recognize his face because you know how in Hollywood you get typecast as an actor, so he like gets typecast on like cop shows a lot, like in NYPD. So he's been on like a ton of like shows where you'd recognize his face. But anyway, Manny Perez, I'm trying to get him on, even though he doesn't watch 90 Day. We could ask him about Sankey Panky or Dominican culture and shit.
I mean, yeah, I like to talk to people that are just in the industry and just get their
Mhm.
opinions on things. Like I've interviewed people that were, I don't know, like on a specific TV show, and we didn't really talk about that. We just talked about like other stuff. Sometimes it's fun to hear the perspective of someone on regular stuff because like I have this podcast that I do. It's like a pop culture podcast where I'll have like people on and they'll be like actors or whatever, but we'll talk about the Diddy case,
Mhm.
or we'll talk about like just regular everyday entertainment news. And sometimes it's really interesting because you'll think you have a person's persona down, and you'll think you'll know how they would feel about a certain subject, and then you'll talk to them about it, and they'll surprise you. So it's kind of interesting sometimes.
Yeah, it's good to get an outsider's take too on certain subjects, and also
Yeah,
we can
that's
make
true.
anyone interesting, right?
You make me
I,
interesting, so that's a thing.
True.
I think we can.
Speaking
I think
speaking
we
of
can take a dry.
speaking of Coco and interesting, we should do a quick F Mary Kill with Coco with three
Mm.
men now
Ooh,
that she's
I like
engaged.
it.
Okay, now
No, you
that you're
make it sound like
engaged,
it's
I
the end
feel
of the
like
fucking world.
it's only fair that we make you do a F Mary Kill.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
I think it's only
okay.
fair.
Let's do it.
Okay. Let me. Okay. So I don't want to ruin it. So okay. So this one is a very Nigerian centric one, which is after Mary
All right.
Kill, Usman, Michael, and Chitty.
Oh. Oh man. Fuck. I don't want to kill any of them. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I guess I kill Usman. Sorry.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Um I will marry Chitty.
Mary Chitty. Interesting.
Yes. He seems like a really lovely man, but so does Michael. So fuck. Can I just marry them both?
No,
Okay,
you
fine. Then I fuck Michael. Oh, but that means I fucked Angela too. Shit. Oh.
can't.
Yeah, but if
Well,
you marry
you don't.
Michael,
You
you're still
don't.
fucking him too.
Ugh.
But see,
Rude.
I don't think that that's true. I think married people don't have sex anymore, right?
That's not true at all.
Wait, what does this text say? Hold
Uh,
on a second.
Uh
it's not.
Oh, Captain said that she thought that this was Kara singing the national anthem at the Tyson fight. And I can see that. Did you see the photo?
Yeah. Do y'all?
It looks like her a
Everyone
little
listening,
bit.
do you want me to post the photo?
Yeah, post it.
Do y'all want to see the photo of the girl singing the national anthem? Also, I don't know exactly who this is, but it's not Kara, but it kind of looks like Kara. It also kind of looks like Chantel at the right angle.
Yeah.
But I don't know who this
This
is.
person looks more like culturally ambiguous than Kara.
Yes, you're right. I'm gonna try to Google and see who this person actually is too.
I posted it
National.
in the comments section of the podcast for anyone listening.
Mm.
Okay, Mike Tyson fight. Oh, it says that it's Tori Kelly.
I could see that.
Yeah,
I
that's
could
funny
see
because
that.
Tori Kelly, she does look a little
I remember Tori
cultural.
Kelly.
Yeah, yeah. I remember when she first dropped her first album. I think it was called Unbreakable,
Right.
and she came by the station, super sweet, and she sang
Yes.
live. She was so good. Yeah, I remember her.
She had a great
I remember her. She
voice.
Oh, she's so good.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people don't realize she went on American Idol
Yes.
like 4 or 5 years before she dropped her first album, Unbreakable, and they told her to fuck off. They told her she wasn't any good.
Yeah.
And that just shows you that American Idol is full of crap and the
Oh,
show
for
is
sure.
bullshit because Tori Kelly is amazing.
No, she's
And the
fucking
fact that they told
fantastic.
her the fact that they told her that she was no good. But I go all the way back to Mariah Carey. I remember when Mariah Carey told her story and she said that she would go to record label after record label and they all told her that she would never be anything in the singing industry other than a background singer. You can't listen to anything people say these days because we can't go anywhere without hearing Mariah Carey. All I Want for Christmas Is You. So can you imagine you're the record producer that told Mariah Carey she's a nobody and you have to listen to her every year, make
He
millions
probably
and
shot
millions of dollars?
himself.
Right, I'm assuming, right? Because how would you live with yourself knowing that could be you making that money, but you told her to stop singing? Like how stupid could you be?
Exactly.
True. All right.
Does anyone know what's going
What
on in
did
the
the
fight,
comment?
by the way?
Oh yeah, what's going on? Did they start yet?
They're entering the ring,
Ah!
Oh, it's
Oh!
happening.
but
Any
the Paul brothers or whatever are in the back of a like convertible that's going like 2 miles per hour, and they're coming into
Of
the ring with
course.
that.
Oh, so it's kind of like a WWE type entrance.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember when I used to go to the WWE live shows, they would like pull
Oh,
up
I
in like
love
little
them. They're
cars.
so much fun.
I missed the WWE. I stopped watching after I found out it wasn't real.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then like I stopped
But you
watching
watch
for a
reality
while.
TV?
Yeah, so that's what I was gonna say. Like I don't know why I stopped watching. It was so
Mhm.
entertaining. I should have
Oh,
just kept
it is. I
watching.
fucking love it.
True.
Yeah, I love
So, okay, new
WWE.
subject. What do you think of it being 85 days for finally Sarper having the green light to admit that he's in the United States?
Wonk, wonk.
I mean, he had to wait until that
The
tell-all
trailer.
preview came out. Yeah, that trailer came out. We knew it, and so it wasn't really a revelation to anybody. We knew what was going on. He's been running around LA
Mhm.
at not Chick-fil-A, at Panda Express, right? He's been running
What?
around at Panda Express.
Yeah,
Oh,
in the
yeah, I
in the
No,
forgot
gy-
about
did you
that.
not
in
see?
the
I forgot
gym.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and the gym, obviously, because where else would Sarper be other than a gym
I
or a
wonder
Panda
what gym he's
Express,
going
right?
to, though.
Oh yeah, that's funny, Coco, because you would think you would have saw him because he was right in. Well, wait, I don't know if he was in your part of LA because there's different parts of LA.
Well,
Well, I
I heard
think
I'm
he was in
assuming
He
that.
was in
Burbank.
Burbank.
I lived in. Oh my god, how funny would it be if he lived in my old building?
Do you think Shekinah
Do
could
you?
afford
Well,
your building though?
I don't
I
think
don't know.
Shekinah can afford that. Well, her
Can he
ex-husband
afford
does own a hotel.
6,200 a month?
No.
Well, her ex-husband owned a hotel
Yeah,
in
exactly.
another. So it's possible, and I feel like he's the one that's funding Shekinah's life. I don't know why, but I feel like he's the one funding it. I don't think Shekinah can actually pay for anything.
Well, no, yeah, I agree with that.
It's like a Tiger Lily and Adnan situation where I think they're both broke, but they both think that they're rich.
I
Well,
swear to you.
the word on the street is that, well, this is what Tiger Lily said in an interview. She said that we might have talked about this on Sunday, but she said that Adnan owns 4 to 5 businesses and he's the one that paid for the wedding and he's very wealthy. And if that's true, I don't think it is. It would be a
I don't
pattern
buy
that,
it.
well, it would be a pattern that shows that Tiger Lily only positions herself to be with men that have money. So that would be the only reason why I would believe it, because I feel like Tiger Lily might be a professional gold digger. And I feel like she positions herself to be in situations where she can get Botox and live for free and not have to get a job. I feel like she strategically places herself in those positions.
Oh, where can I get that life?
I don't know. I mean, if Tiger Lily can have it,
Mhm.
you can too, right? Like,
I
no
guess.
offense, but Tiger Lily is not the hottest hen in the hen house for
She
me.
is
Like
not.
if when I think of a woman who is a kept woman, who's a housewife, who's being drenched with money and gifts and rings and cars, she's not the person that I envision. No offense, but like I don't see how she's the hottest girl in her town, right? Like, can you? Because I always question that when I see people are like being chased after and sought after, and I'm like, what is your town like that you're the hottest person there? That's crazy to me.
Did you see there was like a, I'll give them the credit. I guess, well, you obviously saw it because you liked the Instagram post, but there was like the In Touch thing that said before the 90 days, Tiger Lily still legally married to her ex-husband, Darren.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so apparently she's
Coco,
still
what's
legally
your
married to the old guy.
Coco, what's your thoughts on that? Because she's
Oh,
married to Adnan. She's married to Adnan, but that wedding didn't take place on USO. Because in the US, you can't be married to more than one person. But
right.
she's married to Darren here. She's married to Adnan there. What are your thoughts
Mm.
on that?
And weren't there like, I didn't really read the super minutia, but wasn't there allegations of cheating in the divorce or something? Or
Yeah, there were divorce allegations of cheating, but I think it was on his side, right? Not hers.
okay,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, she
I
said
don't
he was
know. I
cheating on
mean,
her.
like, I would assume you would want to make sure you're, you know, divorced before like you marry someone, regardless if it's like international
But
or yeah,
Coco, as long as she's still married to Darren, Darren has to legally still take care of her. Like there could be spousal support.
yeah,
Mhm.
So if she gets married in the US, then he can petition the court and say she's remarried. It's now the responsibility of her new husband to
right.
take care of her. But since she's not legally married to anyone else in the US, she can technically still milk this other guy
Well, of
for the
course.
money. And I feel like that's probably what's going on, right? Like I don't
Mhm.
know, I can't
Yes.
prove it, but I just feel like this is her MO. I feel like Tiger Lily finds men and I don't know, she weasels her way into their wallet or their bank account or their
Mhm.
will or whatever she's doing, which is crazy to me because when I hear her talk, I'm so turned off.
Mhm.
And I'm not like she's not ugly. I'm not even gonna go there with that. She's not
Oh, I
ugly. She's
agree.
not
I think her
unattractive. But
voice is just really fucking annoying. It's just like shut the
yeah,
fuck
when
up.
she starts talking, the last thing I ever want to think about is seeing her naked. She's just so irritating to me.
I
Like
you
the way that
showed
she talks.
me.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know you showed me those like TikToks of them making fun of her, and I literally thought that was her.
Yeah,
I literally thought that was her at first.
Yeah,
right. That was Roxy. Roxy does
but
those.
yeah,
Hilarious.
I want to second what you said, George, of the angle of the fact that if she's still if she's not divorced, then he's still on the hook to pay her is the reason that she's not rushing to finalize the paperwork of being divorced if the money's still coming in.
Well, right. The second that the divorce is finalized, well, technically, even after it's finalized, if she is awarded spousal support, because that can be in the divorce decree as well. Like,
Hmm.
obviously, if they're still married but separated, she's going to be given spousal support and child support because the children, she would be the custodial parent. Even if they're sharing custody, he would need to pay for, her housing and everything for the children. But even in the decree, when it's over, she can still be awarded spousal support for, like, I don't know, sometimes it's for life, but in other times it's for a certain amount of time or until she gets remarried.
Hmm.
So I don't know if time is limited though, because if she does want to bring Adnan over here, that's gonna accelerate the process because she would have 90 days from the day he arrives to get married. And obviously her ex-husband is not going to continue taking care of her. He's obviously going to continue taking care of his two kids, and
Well, yeah, yeah, absolutely.
depending on the amount he makes, that might be more than enough. The richer the person, the more money they got to pay. We just saw that story yesterday or the day before. Britney Spears was paying at one point $40,000 a month
Yep,
in child support for her sons. $40,000 a month. What in the hell, Judge? And I hate that child support is based on percentage of income. No child, I don't care who you are, needs $20,000 worth of care per month. Nobody needs that.
that's
That's
crazy.
crazy. So
Yeah,
Kevin Fine was living his best freaking life. He was driving brand new cars. He's living in a mansion. You know that you only probably need 2 or 3 thousand a month to take care of two kids, right?
exactly.
Like the rest of it was just going in his pocket.
Hmm. True.
I don't know. I think it's because I was watching something that Lauren posted the other day about child support, and he said that he's behind on child support because when he got a job at TJ Maxx, they wouldn't report his wages to the, I don't remember, child support, whoever is in charge of that. And then he said when he did 90 Day Fiance, the entire check went to back child support.
Mhm.
So he said that he's like super behind on child support. Is what he posted. Did you see his question and answer that he did the other day? He was talking about that.
Nah.
Yeah, he was talking about how he got really behind on his child support and
Yeah,
how
I mean,
he
I'm not
just wanted to.
shocked.
I mean, we know that he was just trying to go to the Philippines and never come back. He wasn't ever trying to pay any of that child support.
So,
He was trying to go over there and
No.
never come back.
spe-
We know what his actual plan was.
mhm. Speaking of Lauren and speaking of wrestling, what was the whole shtick with him and Riley about like doing a fight?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
so Lauren wanted to do a wrestling event
Was it
with, I
boxing,
don't think,
MMA, boxing, or what?
well, boxing is what they do, right? It was boxing, I think.
Mhm.
And yeah, and he wanted to raise money to get him back to the Philippines, I think is what he was trying to do, if I'm not mistaken. And he basically put out a PSA, like, whoever wants to fight me, let's set this up so I can raise money. I'm making money is hard for him. He was saying how every dime he makes at his job goes to child support, which I don't know. I guess it should. You have kids; those kids got to eat something. So Riley reached out. Riley from, I think he was on before the 90 days. Riley, and he reached
Riley of
out.
Violet fame.
Right, Riley and Violet, and he said that he was willing to fight Lauren. But you know what? I want to say this happened before. It was Tom Brooks, and who was Tom gonna fight? They were talking
Oh,
about
I
doing a
remember
fight. Not,
that.
do you remember? It was Tom Brooks, and he was arguing with somebody,
It
Mhm.
and
wasn't
they
Jesse,
decided
was
that they,
it?
was it Jesse? Hold on, I'm
I
gonna
don't
Google it.
know.
But it never came to fruition. No fight ever took place.
Mhm.
Let me see if I can Google it and see if I don't. Damn, I can't remember who he wanted to fight. Tom. For the life of me, that just shows you how unimportant it was. It might have been Jesse though, actually,
Yeah,
but
that's what
this
I'm
was more
thinking.
recent. Tom
Oh god, something just happened in
Brooks.
the fight. Hold on.
Yeah, we're multitasking over here.
I'm not seeing it. But anyway, it was Riley who said that he was willing to fight.
Mhm.
So my question is, do you think if somebody was to get a promoter, do you think people would pay to see two 90 Day Fiance cast members box each other? Do you think that that's like a thing? Because this has never happened before. No one has ever done this. So do you think people would actually care enough to buy a ticket?
But what, between Riley and Lauren, or wh- give me more
Well, yeah,
specifics?
or in general, like, or do you think, for instance, maybe someone of bigger names did
Mhm.
it? Do you think it would happen? Because I don't know if people would actually buy a ticket to see Riley and Lauren fight. Would you, like, if it was local to you? Because wait, I think Riley lives somewhere near you, right? He's like in Pennsylvania, I think.
He's in Pennsylvania.
If it was remotely close to you, would you consider going to
You
watch
mean if it
that
was like
happen live?
30 minutes away or something?
Yeah, like less than an hour away. Would you consider it?
To see who?
Riley and Lauren in a boxing ring.
Okay, if Riley and Lauren, I mean, I would say yeah, only because I'm friends with both of them in a way.
I mean, I think I would go to,
Mhm.
if I didn't have to get on a plane, I could just drive there. I would go because it's 90 Day Fiance, and it interests me. But like, I don't know if there's a market, because I think Tom and Jesse, I think it was the two of them that wanted to do it before. And they were pretty big name when they were trying it, and nothing ever came to fruition. No one ever booked in a venue, no event was ever done, no tickets were ever sold. Tom Brooks has like 575,000 followers or something on Instagram. So you would think someone with that much pull,
Mhm.
you know, they could maybe pull off something like that, and he couldn't. So I'm just wondering if that's even something that a 90 Day Fiance cast member. Okay, so all right, so let me ask you this: what if Angela
Mhm.
was to challenge
Okay,
somebody in the
so
90 Day
you,
Fiance to fight?
you're saying, okay, I had a similar thought, but okay, what about this hypothetical? So it's Angela and they're wearing headgear and like padded gloves. So Angela and Big Ed fighting.
See, I would watch
Fight is
that.
starting,
I would
guys.
watch that.
Y-
Wait, Coco, what happened?
It is
No,
starting.
we know, we know. Pretend like it's not going. Let's keep the podcast going.
Oh,
But if something happens, we can interrupt. But so yeah, the hypothetical is like Angela and Big Ed with headgear.
Well, yeah, nobody's gonna get hurt. Like they're gonna be wearing like headgear, boxing gloves, knee pads.
Hmm.
Nobody's gonna leave in a stretcher. I would totally watch it. Right? I
Yeah,
would totally watch it.
yeah.
Well, a lot of people are saying fight tonight that Mike Tyson being at his age, they would rather him not be fighting. You know, how do you feel about that? Do you feel like 60 years old is too old to be in a boxing
I
ring?
think 30 years old is too old, but I mean, uh, well,
Oh,
no, okay, I'm saying 40s, okay, yeah, but I think once you hit like 51, it's like, it's damaging, man. It's like
no, you're 100%
there's
right.
no helmets involved, it's real. They have real concussions.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting they only take into consideration that you're in the same weight class. The age is not a factor, which I thought was really interesting. I don't think that the weight class is enough. I think that if one person is, I don't know how old Jake Paul is. He's less than 30, right? I feel like or is he older than that? I don't know. Let me Google it. Let me see. Because I know Mike Tyson is 60 years old. And it says, oh, yeah, Jake Paul is 27. I think that age gap, you know, obviously Mike Tyson is more susceptible to being injured than Jake Paul because of his age.
Mhm.
Age, unfortunately, makes you more susceptible to serious injury. Younger people can take more punches in the face. It is what it is, right? They can take more punches in the face than the other person. So I don't know if it's fair to have such a big age difference. So like for instance, if it was going to be Angela fighting Tata from James and Tata, I don't think that would be fair, right?
Mhm. Yeah, an update on the fight is I think it's round three is going to start, but so far nothing really has happened majorly.
Really? I was thinking that Mike was gonna knock him out right away, so I'm clearly off. I'm clearly off in my thought process.
I think any fight with like Jake Paul, whatever, they're all like, it's all bullshit. Where he's not going to lose because he has too many like companies and brands behind him. Where it's like there's too much money there.
Oh, so this is a what do you call it? It's a brand event, basically. It's not really a fight, it's a brand event where all the brands get together and they
Just
advertise
like they're
and share products.
Yeah, I mean, he's his drink company is flying out freaking Cara, so there's a lot of money there. Where if he loses, then he's like not the cool guy, not the cool YouTuber guy. So you no longer, as a kid, want to drink his drink and shit. So there's way more money in him to win these bullshit fights versus like him losing.
Didn't he fight Floyd Mayweather? Or I remember him fighting somebody really big in the past. Was it Floyd Mayweather?
Um, I
Let me.
I think so, but again, Floyd just pretty much like ran the whole like he did, it wasn't it a fight where it's just like they ran out the clock and nothing really happened.
Oh, really? I didn't watch the fight.
Hmm.
So interesting. Yeah, there is no official winner in the exhibition boxing match between Floyd
Yeah.
Mayweather and Logan Paul. Oh, it was Logan Paul,
Hmm.
not Jake. I get
Well,
them
yeah, I don't.
confused because
Yeah, like we're probably
oh, actually is it was not a competitive fight. I think you're 100% right. I think that these are brand events
exactly.
because it even says it right here in the AI overview. This was not a competitive fight, so this was a brand
Hmm.
event to get everybody to watch it.
Yeah,
Nobody was actually fighting each other. You're right.
yeah, and they both walked away with millions of dollars.
Yeah, 20 something million each. You're right. That's a lot of money
Yeah,
just to go in the ring and pretend to fight somebody. I'm down. Does somebody want to pretend to fight me? Let's do it. Let's do it. $20 million. Let's do it.
yeah, because then don't they now have like a Lunchables competitor? But then allegedly, let me highlight allegedly, a lot of people were buying the Lunchables competitor, and then they were the like cheese was moldy, and then all the YouTubers were like freaking out on on the moldy cheese.
Wait, is for real?
Yeah.
I didn't know about that. That's disgusting. That's crazy.
There's videos all over YouTube. I forget the name. I forget the name of the
Wow.
brand, but it isn't. It's better we like don't name it. But it's a Lunchables competitor
Yeah, that's better.
that had.
If we don't use the
Yeah,
we're safe.
exactly. So
Exactly.
yeah, there's the Lunchables competitor that's owned by that guy, and it had allegedly had moldy cheese.
Oh, that's
Mhm.
disgusting. That's crazy. Ew.
True. Let me see if our through our topics. Oh, you did you see that? Like, I like repost. It wasn't my meme, but I reposted a viral Twitter meme. Um, and I did keep the person's original handle in there. Anyway, um, where it was a Big Ed one, the Big Ed viral meme. Did you see that?
Big Ed. Wait, was it in the hot tub?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I saw it.
Where it was, I'm trying to remember. What was it like? His little pussy or something? That was the caption.
Yes, I did see.
It was weird. So I posted. It was again on Twitter. It was like super viral with like millions of views and like 200,000 likes. And then so I was like, oh well, this should be safe to post on like Instagram. So then I posted it on Instagram, and then apparently like on the Instagram stories, it got like taken down because it was like suggestive nudity or something. So like
Damn,
yeah,
really?
like it
Oh
got
wow.
flagged probably by the AI or something, where it got flagged, and I had to like remove it from my stories, but it still let me like keep the actual post up. So it was kind of weird.
Yeah, it's crazy when you brought it up. 28 million views. That is insane. But it's true. Ed is the face, or at least he was for a long time. He's the face of this franchise. He really did create a lot of opportunity in this franchise.
Mhm.
So you're right. We're never getting rid of this guy. We're never gonna get rid of him. He's gonna be there in some capacity.
Mhm. Yeah, that's why that's
Maybe they'll host a tell-all or something. Like they're gonna use him somehow. We're never getting rid of him.
he's basically like KFC Colonel.
Yeah, yeah. When you, it's like he's the he's on the what do you the billboard, the sign when you pull in the drive-through. He's right there. It's there's no escaping that. And Angela's kind of in that spot too, because I know the executives at Sharp must be in a really tight spot because they're like, how do we keep the faces of our franchise while people hate the faces of our franchise? Like I feel like that's their major battle. They're trying to figure out how do they continue using the massive names that they've created all without pissing off the people who currently hate those people. Because one thing about 90 Day is we hate people and then we get over it. So they're just like, how long is it going to take until people get over it? And I think that's the thing.
And then obviously like Angela is a huge kiss ass of like the network and the producers and stuff, because that's again she's the one like reporting people for breaking NDA. So she's like she's a you could tell she's a huge kiss ass because she's trying to get back into their good graces after making them look like pieces of shit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that they ever considered getting rid of her
Yeah.
though. Like I know people keep saying
Yeah.
that. I don't think
No,
they
I
ever
don't. I
considered
agree. I
that.
don't think they ever did, but but still, she made them look bad. So now she's trying to be in their good graces.
She's basically in yeah, she's in timeout.
Hmm.
Like nobody was gonna fire her, but they definitely probably put her in timeout, and now she's trying to be, like you said, a teacher's pet. Like, look at this, what this person's doing, look what that person's doing, and when you tattle on everybody, the teacher trusts you. So that's exactly what
Hmm.
she needs. She needs them to trust her again and get her back out of the
Hmm.
timeout. And I think eventually she will. People only hate you for so long,
True.
and then they find somebody new to hate. You know, that's how it works. So when the new season comes along, remember Brian, everybody was waiting for a person to hate, and then we all hated Brian, right? So we weren't thinking about last year. We weren't thinking about Kyle Gordy
Mhm.
anymore. We all moved on to hate Brian. You know, that's how it
True.
works.
Now I know if people when people listen to this recording tomorrow, this is going to be like out of date. But do you want me to read some of the like live tweet reactions of the fight as it's going on, the Tyson fight as it's going
Oh
on?
yeah.
So apparently, and again, I'm trying to like, do the podcast with you and watch the fight, but apparently, what the reaction from people, and again, I'm watching it muted, but so this is some of the, I'm just reading some people's tweets that I follow on Twitter. Jidion, a favorite famous YouTuber, he says, you can tell even Jake is feeling bad. Mike's throwing zero punches, and his right leg looks like it's going to give out any moment.
Oh,
And then,
I'm,
and let's,
I think fighting a year old man at 27, it says a lot about you.
yeah.
It says a lot about you.
And,
Like that's your elder, you
mhm.
know?
Yeah, and then Hasanabi, who's a famous like Twitch guy, he says, "This is a disaster. It's kind of fucked up to watch."
Oh, so people actually do feel the way I feel too.
Mhm,
Because when I saw the age difference, and I was like, Mike is a legend, but Mike is also, you know, past his prime. So like, I think people do feel that way too. It's like it's not a fair fight,
mhm,
and you know, if you're an Olympic gold medalist and you were the best of the best, but it was 35 years ago, you might not want to go against somebody who's an Olympic gold medalist right now because you're not really at the top of your game.
mhm. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
I just turned it on. I just turned it on, so I'm watching it now.
Okay. So people are saying again. This is another Hasanabi tweet. He says Jake Paul paid millions to do elder abuse and have us all watch this shit on Netflix. And then another guy, Gut Fox, who's like a Madden YouTuber, he says, "Aren't there laws against elder abuse?"
There is. There are laws against elder abuse. You're right, and it's actually a felony to commit elder abuse.
Mhm,
If you're caught abusing, hitting, or assaulting an elderly person, there are 100% laws against that.
mhm,
And again, 60 years old is not because I was thinking back of like the ages of where people retire from professional sports. And you know, in basketball, it can be as early as 40, and football as well, as early as 40 years old, and that's pushing it. Sometimes they want to you retire earlier than that. So at this man's age, this is crazy. The idea that he's putting himself through this, it makes you question like his financial situation. Like how bad does he need this money that he would even put himself through this, you know?
mhm. And then there was a replay of like the Paul brother. He was like sticking his tongue out at Mike Tyson and shit. I don't know if you saw
Oh,
that.
I didn't see that. What the hell?
Um,
I saw the slap
mhm,
from yes. Oh no, I just saw it. They're replaying it right now.
yeah,
Yeah, he's like, what the hell is he doing? That's crazy.
but yeah, most of the reactions like this is just sad. Let's see. Let me just see what else people are saying. Basically,
Well,
so good.
they're in round 6 of 8,
Yeah.
and the score is 47-48. No, Shabooty, you nailed it. This is not, and it's gonna be a draw, just like the Floyd Mayweather fight.
Oh,
There's gonna be no winner. You nailed it. You freaking nailed it.
I, I see. Well, I wasn't. It's also we're at a disadvantage of like we're watching it without comment, like the commentary to see, so we don't have that angle. But it seems. No, I don't know if it's gonna be a
Oh,
draw though, because it seems like it's elder abuse. I think Tyson's probably gonna lose.
oh, you think he's gonna lose?
Yeah.
See, why would that's crazy to me that Tyson would even consider losing to someone like Jake Paul when he doesn't even have to do this. That's why I thought because the last one it was they didn't really have a winner. It was like a draw.
Mhm.
If I was Tyson, I would only accept the draw. I wouldn't allow anybody to beat my ass, you know, and make it look like I lost to this person when it wasn't even a real fight. Like I wouldn't even do that. I wouldn't even put my name out there like that.
Yeah. So another tweet from Gideon, it says, "If Jake has any humanity left, he'll let this go all 8 rounds and not hurt Mike."
I mean, I saw on a replay he punched him in the face pretty good.
Hmm.
Did you see that? He
Yeah.
decked him in the face.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's wild.
True.
I don't know how I feel about watching it. I feel like Mike is always gonna be Mike. You know, he's always gonna be Mike. But watching this, you can tell that this is not the Mike that we used to watch fight. This isn't the same guy. He's not there anymore.
Yeah, and I guess he's 58 years old, just for the record, I think.
Oh, he's not 60. He's 58. My bad. I don't like to make people older. I got that from a tweet somewhere. You know, people like to add years on people when they're trying to make a point.
Mhm.
My bad, Mike. He's not 60. He's 58. He's not up there yet, but you know,
Mhm.
he's fighting a 27-year-old. That's
And
wild. Also, I see DraftKings as the sponsor. I
mhm.
see that.
Susie Weekly tweeted, and she says in all caps, Iron Mike will forever be a badass. He's the best that will ever be.
Well, yeah, Mike is always going to be Mike. Nobody can ever make me change the way I feel about Mike in his career. Nobody.
Hmm.
When he was in his prime, he was the king. And that's never going to change. I don't care what happens on this fight or any other fight he does. He's always going to be Mike.
It wasn't
I'm never changing the.
allegedly he was heavy into coke for a while, right?
Oh yeah, a long time. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So yeah.
All right, so we're hitting seven. We're in round 7 of 8.
Mhm.
It's almost over.
How would you feel though if you flew all the way out and you paid like $1,000 to have like ringside seats, and then you watch like elder abuse for 8 rounds?
I mean, I think if anything, this would be a social event for me. Like
Hmm.
I would want to be there with like all the other like celebrities and influencers. The fight would be less of a factor
Hmm.
for me because you know I'm not like a big sports person anyway. Like I've never been big like on going to like football or games or nothing. I've been to like, oh my god, I can count on one hand like some basketball games. I have friends that are really rich, you know, so we'll go to like a baseball game and we'll sit like behind the, I don't know what you call it, the plate, whatever you call it. And then I've been to like floor seats for like the Knicks and Cavs and stuff, but it's not my thing. I'm more so there to get drunk and have fun and talk to people more than like
Hmm.
watch it. That's just how I am.
True. All right, let me read another tweet. This is from Bree, who's a 90 Day fan I follow. And then she says, Paul really thinks he's proving something with this fight, but really he's not. Tyson is more than twice his age. Tyson is just showing how great he really is by being in this ring and still going with someone half his age.
Nah, that's a good point. That's actually a really good point. Him doing all 8 rounds with this dude and showing that he's not getting knocked out or falling down is just proving that he once was a king and he's still a king. You're right. It actually makes Jake look bad the way they're saying it, that a 27-year-old can't knock out a 58-year-old. Is actually making him look bad.
Hmm. And then apparently, like Jake's Corner just called Mike slow. And then somebody was like, bro, he's 58.
Well, oh, we just okay. So we're going into 7.
Oh,
Oh no, 8. Yeah,
oh,
dude is keeping up
oh,
with a
but
27-year-old. I don't want
George,
anybody saying anything.
George, somebody was tweeting us saying they can't hear us or something.
Oh, Lana said yeah. Lana said she can hear us.
Okay.
We're good. We're
I
good.
think I
It could just be that.
Yeah, I feel like when we have the recording, it should all be there, but I'll go back and double check.
Yeah, I've had that work with me too. Like I had issues on my Instagram live
Mm.
where people said they couldn't hear me, but then when I went back and saved the video and edited it to post it to YouTube, I didn't have any sound issues. It was like on their end,
Hmm.
not ours. So I think that's probably how it works.
Yeah,
Well, also X is kind of like shitty right now.
yeah.
Yeah, it went so downhill,
Oh
honestly.
my
It's
god.
like,
Yeah.
Well, you think with the lack of
oh,
traffic,
so
there wouldn't be issues.
you would think so many people left.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I didn't think that so many people were gonna leave. Oh my god, like millions of people left.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Is this fight still going on or what?
Yeah, and it's fucking crazy because you've no idea who's gonna win at this point. Um,
There's only 15 seconds left,
yeah.
Well,
right? There's only
So I'm
15
gonna
seconds
it's
go
to go.
over.
report on that and like fill you guys in because this is just like shit, man. He still has fight in him, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, at his age, he's doing pretty good. He made it all 8 rounds.
Mm.
All right, so it's over. They're shaking hands. So now we have to wait on the. I think the decision. They're gonna tally up the points. Is how it works, right? And we'll hear
Well, there's
who
23
had the points
seconds,
or whatever. Well,
20
they're
seconds
hugging.
left on the clock.
I think you're behind a little because it's over.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
over. They're
shit.
hugging now. Yeah, they're hugging now.
So it was pretty much elder abuse, is what the vibe is.
Yeah, and I think that Jake was able to convince him to do it because there's going to be a huge, huge payout at the end of the tunnel. 'Cause he's like, if you do this with me, how's $25 million sound? And I think Mike was like, that sounds pretty good,
Mm.
right? He's like, that sounds pretty good because no one's bleeding. They didn't hurt him, and he's going to get his money. So I think Mike is going to be all right.
Yeah, and I
Well,
guess
he's getting paid 20 million plus Paul said he was going to pay him an extra 5 million if he stayed on the fourth round, which he did. So, 24 million.
Yeah, $25 million
Yeah.
for 25 minutes of you know taking a couple of punches from Paul. It's not bad. I do it. I do it. It's not bad.
and since people didn't have to pay like extra for pay-per-view, hopefully they won't be too pissed.
Yeah, this was free. It was just on my Netflix account because usually these fights cost like 150
Mm.
bucks. So it's nice. Wait, okay. It says total 78 Paul, Tyson 74.
Yeah.
Unofficial scorecard. So when does the official scorecard come in?
I don't know, but the reactions are
Oh my
Netflix.
god.
Netflix should be ashamed. Netflix should be ashamed of themselves. Jake and his team are a disgrace to boxing, and everyone who paid to go watch this supports elder abuse. That's from Gideon.
Um it's so interesting though because it's like Mike still looks great. I mean, you could tell obviously he's aged, but I mean,
I mean, he's
the
too
way
young
he's
for
fighting.
you, but
Shut up.
Yeah, he can still walk, Coco. So I
Well,
know you were
actually,
super
he's
turned off
he's
right now.
flat-footed. I don't know if you guys knew that. Yeah,
Oh,
I
is
could
he?
tell. I
Is
could
that
tell
like a?
right
Do
away
you
why
like that?
he wasn't really moving in the ring.
Is that something that you look for in an
No, it's
older
something
man
I
being
have.
flat-footed? Oh,
Thanks,
I
George.
didn't know that. I was just asking. I don't know. I didn't
Yeah,
know.
no, I have flat feet. That's why I know.
Okay, I'm gonna ask a dumb
Yeah.
question. Is there a reason why this fight is in Texas, in
I
Arlington, and
don't
not in
know.
like
I literally
Vegas?
was like, why isn't this in Vegas?
Right?
That's
Because
what I was
normally
thinking.
when something like this happens, it's in Vegas. What a totally random place,
Yeah,
Arlington,
I
Texas. Right? So random.
it is very random. I will give you that. And it was very like I thought like I mean, if anything, it should be at the Sphere in Vegas. I mean, I'm just saying.
That
It would
I
have been
know that would have
fucking
been freaking
amazing.
perfect,
It would have been
right?
fucking amazing. And
Because when I
Charlie
saw it,
Theron
it
is
was
in the front seat
Arlington.
of the ring fight.
Oh, so are we gonna? Oh wait, I think we're about to get an
Oh
official
God.
call,
Okay.
right? Isn't that what's gonna happen? I think it's coming now. The official call is
All
coming
right.
because they got their hands to see who
yeah,
raises
Jake
as the
Paul
winner.
by unanimous decision.
Sorry.
Yep, it was Jake
Son of
Paul.
a bitch.
Uh,
This is crazy,
Oh.
and he's
Yeah. Look
excited
how
that
close he
he
is.
beat a 58-year-old. This guy is
Oh
wild.
my God.
Mike looks tired. He should get some
It's
rest.
past his bedtime.
He's out here playing games with this dude
It's
right now.
past
Mike is
his
out here playing this game.
bedtime.
Right? Mike should
Like
be in his
eating
mansion,
Jello.
relaxing, having a drink.
mm.
He's earned. You know what's funny? I was having this conversation with one of my friends the other day because I was like, have y'all noticed that like the Backstreet Boys and New Kids on the Block, they're always on tour? So I was like, I wonder if these celebrities have like uncontrollable spending habits. Because have you ever turned on the TV lately and noticed that Shaquille O'Neal is in every commercial endorsing everything that he can think of? I'm beginning to think that celebrities have these uncontrollable spending habits where they have to do stuff like this because they just spend money like it's nothing. Like somebody told me that Mariah Carey spends like $2 or $3 million a month based on her lifestyle. So I'm wondering if Mike did this
No,
because
because
he could use a.
he lives in my he lives actually. It's I'm in my parents' house, and Mike Tyson lives like two streets down. from them.
Really?
Yeah. No, he lives like in a $5 million mansion. Like it's like 6,000 square feet. I mean, he's doing good.
It's just weird to me because I was talking to my friend and I was like, why are New Kids on the Block on tour 24/7? Why don't they
Well,
ever like
yeah.
just chill?
I mean, I think it's also, also kind of like a midlife crisis where it's
Mhm.
like, oh no, I'm not like how I once was, in my younger years. So they feel like they're fading. So they want to do this to like, or they're just broke. I don't know.
That's my guess. I think that they have uncontrollable spending habits and they have to constantly tour because they spend too much money on stupid things.
Yeah.
I think a lot of celebrities are like that.
Yeah.
That's why you always see them constantly touring and constantly doing appearances and constantly like they never take a break. And I'm like, well,
Fine.
what are you doing with all that money? You
Yeah,
know?
exactly. I am.
Mhm.
I honestly have no clue. I mean, I would
True.
be content with 20 million. I'd be very content with 20 million and not. And
Yeah,
I would fuck off into the universe.
I would take like 10 years off. You wouldn't even see me. I
No,
ain't doing nothing.
I'd be like, bye, bitch.
Right? You wouldn't even see me.
No.
I would take like a decade off.
Like Holly requested to speak. Do you want to let them
Yes.
talk or something? Okay.
Oh, hey
With the
Holly.
caveat is if there's like if there's background noise, Holly or something, I'm gonna like I'm gonna boot it off if there's like weird background noise. That's the caveat. Okay, let's see. Hey, Holly.
Hey.
Good evening. The reason why the fight isn't in Vegas is because we have F1 coming next week, and it's too much crap for us to deal with.
Oh, Formula One. Okay, yeah. So that y'all already have a shit ton of people in the city already.
Yeah, and the roads are all
And
fucked up. So
okay.
yeah, the streets
That
are
was yeah, because
already yeah, it's already the track now.
Coco, you
oh,
didn't
so
know
they
that? Don't you
already
live in
have
Vegas?
yeah, Coco, you should have known that Formula One is gonna be there and they already have the track set up. Coco, I'm gonna call like that you were misinformed of your city.
Mhm.
I'm gonna throw that out there.
Oh,
True.
Coco.
They're seems they must be busy because they're muted.
Oh yeah, she must be talking about the fight.
Yeah. Anything? Any other topics you want to talk about, Holly?
Yes. Oh my gosh, y'all. I have been catching up and I am caught up. First of all, oh, where do we begin? Do we get crybaby banana tips out of here? Or, oh my God, do we let Renee stay on the trash beach and leave her where she stands? Can Loren be in the tunnels of Vegas, never to be seen from again? We're like, how do you casually tell somebody, oh yeah, you don't want to kiss me? I got gonorrhea. What?
I mean, apparently that's his
well, he
identity now because he uses hashtag gonorrhea on all of his posts
Oh,
and he also
proudly.
asks Faith if he should marry her mom.
I saw that. I posted that because I was like, is
Yeah.
that true? I was like, shit, is that true? Because I can't
I
believe
mean,
it.
he made it pretty clear that he's trying to get into the Philippines by any means necessary, right? I'm pretty sure he made it pretty clear whatever he needs to do, even if he was like a like what do you call it, an illegal and living outside on a farm. I think he said he would literally do whatever he had to do. So I don't think he's above marrying Faith's mom or sister or brother. You know what? At this point, I don't think he's above any of that at this point.
Because you know what I think
Mhm.
it is? I think he's stupid. He thinks he's going to make American money in the Philippines and live like a king in the Philippines because remember when he like cashed his check or whatever and it was like 40 something dollars? And he's like, look at all the money I have out here. I'm so rich. And it's like, no, dummy, that's not how cash conversion works.
Well, yeah, it only mattered because it was still American dollars that he had over there. If it was their money, it wouldn't be worth as much. But he brought that over with him. So yeah, $46 is a lot more, but it's American conversion.
Right. Like he doesn't understand.
And where would he even work? Like he works at TJ Maxx here, so where would he even work in the Philippines because he doesn't even speak their language. So it's like, where what would he even do for work anyway? And he wouldn't even be. I don't even think he would be able to work right away because even if he married someone, you got to wait a year or two before they'll let you work, and be a part of the government and pay taxes. Like you got to wait for that.
Right. But I don't think he understands that.
Oh, oh no, I don't think Lauren does any research of anything. He's like Shekinah and Tiger Lily. But I don't think he does any research of anything. He comes up with a plan and then he's all in on that plan, but there's no actual like details of how he's gonna make that happen.
And all right, you guys don't jump me for this. The whole thing with Tiger Lily, I think she just doesn't understand. My girl, you married a Muslim man. He's going to feel like he can do whatever he wants. And you're lucky he isn't making you do more. You know what I mean? And it's
Mhm.
and then but I also want to know, does he come from money? Or did she pay for that wedding?
Well,
We talked about that earlier.
it's a rumor that he comes from money, but we have no proof that that's true. It's a
Mm.
rumor though.
Okay, because I remember Tabusi,
We
you were
don't
saying
know.
that maybe it was sponsorships.
For the wedding, yeah, I feel like the wedding part of it, the venue and all that, it felt like that was like a promo sponsorship deal.
Yeah, because I'm like,
Yeah.
if she paid for the wedding, and who did she marry that she's such an upper echelon? Like her divorce gave her so much money. Like, do we know the guy? Like, I want to be in her business so bad. Like, how do you just have Gucci? And
Oh yeah, they found him and they posted his company. He's a business owner, an entrepreneur. They found him. His name is Darren. They posted him closer to when the season premiered. They figured out who he was and what business he had and all of that. So yeah, he's worth Shabooty. What was he worth? A couple million, right? I believe
At least
he
he's
was. He
he's
was
a
pretty.
CEO or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. So a few million, maybe 5 or 10 million. Like he's a well-to-do CEO of a company that he started.
Mm.
damn,
That's why I
it's
said
pretty
I
wealthy.
think that her pattern of ending up with rich guys is not a mistake. So if it is
Mhm.
true that Adnan has a bunch of money, I'm pretty sure that that's not a mistake. I think that she found out him or his family had money, and that was her motivation to go and marry that guy.
Holly, thanks for contributing. We got to wrap up pretty soon.
No problem.
So thanks for uh, talking to us.
Always.
Yeah, thanks for talking. You know what's funny? I just realized when I lived in Ohio, the Paul family, they're from Westlake, Ohio. So Jake and Logan used to be at all like the Cavs games and all of the events and stuff in Ohio. I just realized that because I've seen them in person before. Because I was like, why do they look so familiar?
Oh yeah.
I guess their family is from Westlake, Ohio,
Mhm.
which is pretty close to where I used to live, a couple like 20 minutes away. So they used to be in town a lot. I remember when they were YouTubers, they would film a lot of YouTube videos at the South Park Mall out there in Strongsville, Ohio. I just remember that, and it's crazy. Now look at them now. Look how huge these guys are now.
True. All right. Well, I think we hit over our topics, and Coco bounced. And Captain Picard is probably at her boxing party, hammered, drunk. I
Yeah, I'm jealous.
know.
I had to stay sober because I have to be up by 5. I have something going on tomorrow, so unfortunately,
Mhm.
I have to be boring and be a professional person and not stay up and get drunk tonight. So,
True. All right. Yeah, I think so. I think we should end it there, and I'll go back and listen to the replay and make sure everything's good to go.
yeah. It should be though,
Yeah.
because it happened to me on Instagram before, and the sound was good.
Hmm.
It was like a isolated incident with the specific person.
Hmm. True. All right. Well, we'll talk Sunday night, hopefully at after 11 p.m.
Yeah, Sunday night after Tell All Part One. No, that's
Yeah.
Monday. Sunday night after Before the 90 Days.
Yep. And yeah, hopefully B90 will wrap up soon so we can get our guests on the podcast.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. I heard that there's 8 episodes left, is what someone told me. So
Mhm.
I'm hoping that's counting the tell-all. I'm hoping, fingers crossed. I don't know though.
True. All right. Well, thank you for everyone listening to another episode of 90 Day Fiance Fridays.
On a Friday.
Yep.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Good night. Bye.